I'll get around to it. Okay. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. We're here to play videos game. Let me move my mic up a bit more. Okay. Oh, fuck my game. Anything important and necessary to visit this court? Actually, I do. Oh, yeah. There's one piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something that this court has yet to see. Mr. Wright, I will say this one more time. I do not feel that this trial needs to continue at all. However, I'm giving you one chance. And only one. What the judge is saying, Wright, is don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs. If I mess this up, it's curtains for all of us. We now present one, and only one, piece of evidence. Now then, what is this important evidence that you want to show the court? This is a wine glass, is it not? Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time. The scene is a mess because the victim struggled against his assailant. The vase was broken, his makeup is all over the floor. These were all things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser. Well, yes, I see your point. However, this glass that is sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over with everything else is this wine glass. Man. The sad thing about, like, One Piece, I think, is that, like, some of, like, Luffy's powers are really cool, I think, but, like, it's undermined by the fact that everything else about it sucks. It sucks so bad. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. I love just, like, I want to be the best at blank that's in a lot of, you know, pieces of media. It's my favorite. Well? Is that, what do you have to say? What do you all have to say? Well, yes, it is a little peculiar. Yes, isn't it? I thought it was. Stop looking at those puppy dog eyes of yours now. Mr. Edgeworth? What is it, Your Honor? Your opinion. You don't need my opinion. Because there's no special meaning to that glass. What? It's safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place. By the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for example. She could have easily been so shocked that he shut the glass down without thinking. That does sound very plausible, Mr. Wright. Miss Andrews really upset that glass without thinking? It's possible that is what happened. There's something that points to Miss Andrews not being the one who set the cup down. If I raise an objection here, that'll make the judge claim his gavel down. You can't think like that, Phoenix. Yeah, right now you're hanging on a very thin thread. Anything else you can grab onto right now is better than nothing. So in other words, push as far as we can go. The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see something that proves it was Miss Andrews who set the cup on the table. Defense is going to say it again, as usual. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim? There's no way he has any. He's just bluffing. Unlike Mr. Wright, I never say anything unless I have the evidence to support it. What? 1 second. I am now hoodieless? Hoodie removed. I've removed my weighted clothing. Just like Piccolo would have done. You're not thinking hard enough today, right? Did you think this wine glass escaped my notice? Then, of course it has been thoroughly inspected. For fingerprints. Fingerprints? There were only one set of fingerprints left in this wine glass. But whose were they? They were not the victims nor the defendants. Rather, they were one Adrian Andrews. What? That is why I said that the person who discovered the body left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright? I have to just start going blanky mode before I even go live. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Chat, it's happening. Chat, it's happening. Chat, it's happening. Oh, no. The never before seen double blanky mode. Can't believe I fell into another trap. Miss Andrews was probably holding the glass when she went to see Mr. Corrida. Upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned and set the glass down on the dresser. What you just said makes a lot of sense. How do you see, Wright? You can't change any part of my scenario as explains everything too well. I've thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor. And from here on out, I will show you the answer I've come to discover. Wait a second. Mr. Hedgewood, I think the prosecution provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict. Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. The prosecution has yet another witness you would like the court to hear from. Another witness? Oh, we have to go through all this again? Bailiff, please bring in the next witness. What in the world is Mr. Edgeworth thinking? Oh, God. The witness, please say your name and occupation. Witness, your name and occupation, please. God. Still the dumbest trial. Gotcha! I wonder what happened to that calm composure he had earlier. Oh, Edgy boy, it's been what, a year since we last met, hasn't it? You should be more happy to see me. I saw the report with her testimony, but who knew that under that helmet, it was the Wicked Witch of the witness stand. I tell you, this time I know what I'm supposed to do. So today I'm going to tell you anything and everything. Even things that have nothing to do with that terrible crime. Miss Witness, that terrible crime is all the court needs to know. Ooh, shush! I'm talking to my dear Edgy Wedgy right now. Don't interrupt us, Gramps. Yes, ma'am. Oh no, please, by all means interrupt her. Please. Anyway, witness, your testimony, please. See what they say, that youth are hot-headed nowadays. Not that I mind at all, Edgy. Now then, what should I start with? Witness was on security detail at the hotel the night of the murder. Is this correct, Miss Olsbeck? It was a great job being able to see my dear Yohan. It was almost too much for my little heart to handle. You mean you were a fan of the victim? Look, everyone is crazy over that on guard, saying he's cute and fresh way or something. But not me. I wouldn't say anything so silly. After all, I have no interest in a child like him. I'm only interested in a real man, Juan Corrida. But those two are the same names. Anyway, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room that night. Very well. Please tell the court what you witnessed the night of the murder. Give it to me, Edgy. Alright. We've already done all this stuff yesterday. I'm gonna try not to dwell on it too much, but, you know, if you weren't here, the VOD will go up soon. I'm just, you know, I have to upload the next couple of crowd control VODs, and then I'm gonna start working on more stuff. So Mr. Ungar came out of the victim's room. See, it has to be him. He's the... Okay, I'll just zip through everything. Okay. Let me just keep on schmoving. We got places to be. Let me also just, you know, sap a low ad, just in case. You saw my client? Are you sure about that? Yesy! Oh yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna zip through this. Force of habit. Very important. Of course it was important, Your Honor. Okay, and I think now is when I present this, right? No, it's not. I thought it was. I fucked up. I thought it was down that one, but it was the wrong one. Flashy racing jacket. I know I did something here, but I already forgot what it was. It wasn't in the jet. Oh, right, yeah. Right. The thing. There we go. Right. This thing. I forgot. I forgot about that. I thought it was just the thing. It's like, hey, I need to show this the thing. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was the other thing. Okay. Yeah, I don't have a lot to say right now. We're just going over old territory. Okay, so... I have to remember what this was about in the costume. Okay, so... Now here is, Nico Samurai, in the costume of the murder. Someone that Nico Samurai costume was stabbing for Juan, and I have to present the knife, I think, here, right? Objection! Yeah, there you go. I have to remember, like, the important things. Let's go. Stabbing. There's a huge contradiction. Yeah, so we can say it wasn't premeditated, yeah. Thing to frame on guard. Objection! Objection! Yep. Okay, so we're at this point now. Profiles and boop. Okay, got anything you want to talk about, chat? Sorry, this is just me retreading old territory, and I feel bad that I'm not saying anything. Cause I'm just trying to get to the meat and potatoes of this this thing. So if you have anything you want to discuss. I already know what I need to do here. It's press on the last statement and then present the camera. Okay, so now we're close to where we were before. I'm gonna save this time before we do the big thing. I should have done that earlier, but... Wait. What? I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the kids is over. It's information no one else knows yet. That's true. Then how'd you know this? How'd you know this secret information? Huh? Well, that's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it. It's a secret. Even if you drill the hole into my brain, you'll never find out. I don't know whether that old bat managed to get such a secret piece of information. I think it's present evidence. So no one else is supposed to know this secret information, correct? If that's true, then why do you know in this old bag? Why are you looking at me like that? Stop that! Witness. I hate to say it, but this is how you came to acquire secret info, isn't it? Take that! The investigative photographer Lala Hart. Oh yes, I remember that mischievous girl. She reported that she had lost a certain note she had written to herself. She reported such a thing? On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her outrageous impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews. What? Outrageous ideas, you say? I don't know, I said impressions. Then everything written on this piece of paper is completely meaningless? Ah, that's it! That's the note! Ah! No! You see, this is something completely different! This is my top secret list of groceries to buy! You're the one who took Miss Hart's note. I'm a huge fan of wands, that's why! Then for Miss Puffy-Haired Whippersnapper, she's working with that evil on guard. She said to herself, "On guard, I'm his sidekick." She was so happy, smiling like a silly duck. I was only checking to see what she had written. Edgy, you believe me, don't you? I was only trying to help out like the angel I am. It's only one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before. You should really come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine. It was only a piece of paper. It's making it look like just once. No. Witness, you said the only thing you stole was that note. Is this correct? Stole? Why don't you listen more carefully, you annoying brat? I saved this piece of paper from the terrible lonely trash can, that's all. You're lying, damn it, and I can prove it. Are you putting my crude belly under scrutiny again? Miss Oldbag. I don't believe the note was the only thing you stole that night. Miss Oldbag, that note was with a camera inside its case, wasn't it? A camera? Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over her camera. She kept saying, "My sweetest $600 camera disappeared on me." Why, witness! What is it, Gramps? Wendy Oldbag, that's her name. If you only have the note, then it is only logical that you have the camera, too. Looks like you found me out again, Sonny. Is this the camera you're looking for? That's... What? Even though I look like this, I'm still a person, you know. I still eat meals like you, I fall in love, and borrow things from people. Yeah, I know. Just letting other people know that her name is Wendy Oldbag. I think your definition of borrow is a little off. It's that woman's business card, that's what I noticed. It said, Steinbeck Celebrity Photographer Extraordinaire. Well, when I saw that, I knew I had to know what sort of pictures he had taken. I'm a professional security guard, it's my business to know these things. Yeah, sure, buddy. Sure. Bailiff, check this camera's photos. Hurry! You must examine them at once. Jeez, they just let this old lady just kind of come into court and just steal things, huh? Alright, I'm gonna save again. Bailiff. I can't think of the word bailiff without thinking about, like... Yeah! I can't think without thinking about bailiff whack his pee-pee! I can't think about anything else but that. Okay. Not going with the earlier matter, yeah. Okay, so I have to see what's weird about this photograph. Okay, so let's see here. You have the flowers, you have the bear. So, shoulder blade, metal glove, huge glaive, huge polearm. I know there is, I just have to figure out what it is. I'm just trying to get an idea of what it is. There's something strange with this photo. I knew this was coming right. Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we can all agree that there's nothing strange with this photo. There's no way for the defense to debunk this photo, even with a bunker buster. Even with a bunker buster? Is that what you're planning to do, Mr. Wright? Anyway, please look at the photo one more time. Really have to believe you can find something wrong with this photo. You only need one chance, correct? Well... Find something wrong with this photo. Can't let this chance go by. When the heck did you take this photo from anyway? It's a lot of focus. Why can't you take a good shot, especially when it counts? So your objection. What about this photo is strange? Okay. They said that he might have taken it off and used it later. I can't. I tried to do it last time and it couldn't work. Trying to think about, like, anything that seems weird. Pants? Take that! I like to direct the court's attention to this area. There's one area right here. What are you pointing to? His ankles? If you could see the person's ankles, that would be one thing. However, you can't. And? What does that mean? This costumed person in this photo could not have been Mr. On Guard. What is the meaning of this? I wonder if you care to elaborate with actual facts, that is. Let's take a look at the Nickel Samurai poster. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I'm like, trying to look at this, and I'm like... What's wrong with this picture that looks different? And yeah, it's the pants, yeah. Please pay attention to the area around the bottom of the hakama. His socks. You can see his socks. Exactly. However, in this photo, Nickel Samurai clearly holding his hakama up just to walk. There's only one explanation for this. The person inside this costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant. I'm turning things around for myself this time. That's curious. Huh? What is? Ezra is unusually calm today. That's true. Letting the trial run itself as if he's only along for the ride. Along for the ride? What do you mean by that? I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all. He doesn't feel under attack? They haven't damaged his case at all? Mr. Edgeworth, where does this leave us? If the person in this photo is not Matt on guard, then everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless. Oh, it's going alright. Hope you're doing okay. I figured it would come to this. What? Right. That's the thing I want to ask you. I think you have proven that this person inside this costume is not Matt on guard. In that case, who is this a photo of? Who's the person in the Nickel Samurai costume? Let's just start with this, Phoenix. It's very simple. What should be focused on is Edward's attitude, don't you think? Yeah. Why is he so calm? Mr. Wright, let's see your thoughts. Who's the person in this photograph? I guess it would have to be Adrian. It would have to be Adrian. But the thing about it is that, like, how'd she get a chance to? Because it has to be Adrian, I think, because, you know, Old Bag saw the Nickel Samurai. Whoever's in that damn costume. But I suppose if she was trying... Yeah, like, it would have to be Adrian because it would make sense that you would put on the costume to get into Juan's room without getting seen. Because he would know that Celeste and her were connected. Take that! Adrian Andrews? If you want to know who the Nickel Samurai is, it is none other than this woman. And why would you say it must be Miss Andrews? What in the world points you to her? For starters, she's short, and she can freely move in and out of Mr. On Guard's room. Finally, she had dinner with Mr. On Guard that night. How does that all add up? It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. A certain knife with Mr. On Guard's fingerprints all over it. The knife they use as a murder weapon. Why don't you just say what it is you want, right? After this now, this is my last chance to turn things around. The defense moves to indict Miss Adrian Andrews in the murder of Juan Carrita. It was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime. Order! 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 Look at this trial has hit a most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. This court is issuing a subpoena for Miss Adrian Andrews. A verdict cannot be passed without first hearing your testimony. Alright. This is it. This is kind of bad for us. Huh? What do you mean? If Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day. One more day? Ah! If I don't get a verdict today, then Maya... Now then, we shall set Miss Andrews' testimony for tomorrow. What am I supposed to do? The judge is about to adjourn the court. Subpoena? Okay. I don't know what to do here. I guess I have to raise an objection. Now then. Please, Your Honor. Continue the trial. We must pass the verdict today. I can't do that. We cannot hear Miss Andrews' testimony. She is not... I abhor wasting such valuable time. What's up? How's it going, Floral? Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request that you could please continue with today's trial. But... you cannot continue due to this unexpected development. Unexpected development? I think you underestimate me, Your Honor. What do you mean by that? That Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to subpoenaing Miss Adrian Andrews is all happening according to plan. Even if Wright was a bit slow to catch up. What?! What is the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution's lobby. She is the next witness. Everything was planned out in advance by that man? Somehow I knew there was no way Edgeworth would overlook Miss Andrews. Except this battle is far from over. Exactly. Very well, we will call the next witness. However, before we proceed, we should take a 10-minute recess. Please pay your witness in that time, Mr. Edgeworth. The court will now take a 10-minute recess. For real, right? Hold on, I gotta have chicken sandwich. How are we doing today, everybody? March 22nd, 2:14 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Dude, I can't believe it, Adrian. No way! Not cool and collected Adrian Andrews! She is your manager. It would have been very easy for her to pull this off. The only person who had easy access to the Matthew used at dinner was, well, her. Just after the ceremony, during the break, huh? I was sleeping like a log the entire time. So she could have easily planted that blood-covered button in your huckam. Because she was the one who came to wake me up? Nice. Good shit. Then, dude, you're saying it really was her? I kind of want to get Inscription, actually. That'd be a fun stream game. I saw a friend of mine play the demo. Okay, so we're going to do World of Light, but I think in between that and this, I'm going to play a demo of a game I'm interested in. Yeah, she's the real killer. She was the one who murdered Juan Carita. What? Why? I thought she was buzzed with Juan. She has her own agenda. Her own agenda? What are you talking about, dude? I'm sure you'll see by the time this trial's over. It'll be alright. I'll get you acquitted by the end of the day. Give me a verdict that's fresh like a spring breeze, okay, Mr. Lawyer, dude? Phoenix, I think her motive is related to Celeste Impact's missing suicide note, right? Yes. Miss Andrews depended on Miss Impact's for her strength and reason to live. But then Miss Impact suddenly killed herself. It sounded like she left a suicide note, and the person thought to have hidden it is Juan Carita, the victim of this murder. And that's why I think that Miss Andrews got close to Mr. Carita, all to get the suicide note back. That sounds plausible. But one thing bothers me. What? Who was it that first told us about the relationship? Better stated, Miss Andrews' dependency issue with regards to Miss Impact's? It was Edgeworth. Looks like he's still the one in command of this ship. Don't let your guard down yet. How long do you cook it for? Because usually I just let it cook for like 9 minutes or so. Yeah, for real. Mia really does just breast boobily. Cool, now reconvene. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you please. Prosecution calls witness subpoenaed by what does it say? Subpoenaed by this court. Miss Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime in Mr. Juan Carita's room. I say still do it for like 9. 9 is a better way to do it. Also, like, do you let it come to like a steady boil or a rolling boil? What is your occupation? I'm the manager of the defendant in this case, Mr. Madden. Now, we begin, Your Honor. I have one request. Yes, sure. What is it? I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing. I would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly magazine. No, I have no idea what you mean. You know, I have, but I also haven't. But then again, I don't really like a lot of, you know, TV over here. Because, you know, people like me tend to be, what's the word? Yes. Typecasted. Like, as far as, like, consuming propaganda, like, it starts and stops with, like, Toku. No, I have no idea what you mean. Never even heard of Gotham. If this was ever a prosecution witness, he'd do my work for me. Anyway, I was wondering if you could please tell us about your relationship to the victim. Yes, I was seeing Mr. Kurita. I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Juan. This was a private matter between Juan and myself. So it was a fry and bait matter. Or was that bait and fry? I was fishing. Okay. Toku and Parasite Eve. Those two things, really. Parasite Eve, this Toku, yeah. I mean, basically, like, Aya in Parasite Eve 1 is one step removed from being, like, the heroic monster of the week. But I didn't kill him. And he's accusing you of that? I think there's someone who would beg to differ. I think you'll understand your relationship with the victim now, Miss Andrews. Very well then. Witness, please testify to the court about what happened when you discovered the murder had taken place. Yeah, basically. It was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Juan's room. Then there was his dead body. I was in shock. What I saw was naturally the exact same scene as in the crime scene photo. I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. What a weird thing to do! You poured yourself a glass of juice? Yes. That's how I didn't remember not to touch things at the scene of a crime. And I disturbed the scene of a crime scene moving this one thing. And that is when the fingerprints of the wine glass were made, Your Honor. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Phoenix. She is one cool and collected customer. She has the brains to match. Yes. Yes, I know. In order to catch a person like her, you need to avoid head-on confrontations. You should disrupt her pacing. Disrupt her pacing? She's the type of woman who is easily thrown off by things inconsistent with her thinking, so you have to attack when she least expects it. The instant you let up on your offense, the instant this trial is over. Understand? Okay. That went to one's room. Why'd you do that? As a friendly gesture, Mom wants to make an appearance with the other heroes. So it's supposed to be a show of friendship, huh? So it's supposed to be a show of friendship. Yeah, I should have said that. Let's see. I think that this makes sense. I'm gonna leave it alone. Or should I keep pressing? Because I don't want to, like... Hey, what's up? I'm trying to think of what I should do here. I'm having a hard time figuring it out. Do I press here, or do I let her be? Never not press further. Sabe Loed. Is that the only reason? Huh, yeah, that's probably a good reason to do it. I beg your pardon, what are you implying? You had a certain goal in mind when you started to get close to him, correct? So perhaps you had a more personal matter to discuss with the victim? Sorry, but I didn't have any such intentions in mind at the time. Can't get her to talk without strong piece of evidence, I guess. Okay. Okay, no problem. So I need evidence. I feel bad for, like, trying to do this kind of thing in court. Because I don't really want to just reveal this person's trauma in a court of law. That feels invasive. But, you know, it's not like it's the first time I've done it. I did it with, what's his name? With Acro. So, but, you know, I feel and don't feel a lot of sympathy, because on one hand, you kind of understand, but, like, on the other hand, dude, your brother was a creep. I'm sorry. I'm sorry he's dead, but, like, I'm also not sorry. Okay, so I don't know where to press. Let's try pressing. Where should I press? Yeah, I know, but that is interesting. So, I need to figure out where I should press and where I think I should reveal evidence. I mean, I guess this is something I could probably present evidence towards, but I want to make a wrong claim and lose more life. So I have to think about this carefully, because we know for a fact that these two are connected. So I'm trying to figure out where I should press, where I should do stuff. Pour myself a glass of juice. Wait a minute. How would she know that the juice is inside the fridge to begin with? I mean, I guess on paper, she doesn't. I'm gonna press this. Juice? Yes, there was a bottle of tomato juice on the table, so I myself. But you didn't drink any of it, did you? Huh? There were no lip marks left on this wine glass, just that anyone drank from it. I wasn't feeling terribly great, so I set the glass down without drinking it. Doesn't sound like there's any glaring contradictions in her testimony just now. Okay. This is the photo you're referring to, correct? Yes, the one with the knife lodged in his chest. And the guitar case was like this too? Yes, it was open and empty, of course. And then, what did you do next, witness? Okay. You were in shock. I mean, duh. Was I not supposed to be? Ninja was a very calculating person, and despite how close they were, I doubt she had romantic feelings for Sakurita. Randomly stumbling upon a dead body would be in shock. You can expect that a young beauty like her would not be shocked. Somehow I don't think beauty has anything to do with being shocked or not. Sandra, I'd like to confirm with you one more time. I discovered you the dead body of Sakurita. You were in great shock. And that's when you poured yourself a glass of juice, correct? And what of it? My mind really was a complete blank at the time. Your mind was a complete blank. I didn't think that was possible for you. Aren't you rude today? I was so dazed that I made one careless mistake. That one thing. What one thing? Never mind. It's no big deal. What was she starting to say just now? Yeah, I'm pressing further. Miss Andrews. I'm convinced that you, as you said, you made a mistake at the scene of the crime. What I really want to know is what this mistake was. Actually, so would I. I'm sorry. It's kind of embarrassing. When I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked over the flower vase over. Flower vase? Are you talking about the one on the floor in the crime photo? The plot thickens, chat. This mess of glass shards? It was on the top of the dresser. But when I bumped into it with my elbow, it fell onto the guitar case. Why did you withhold such an important piece of information? I'm sorry. I thought that since the crime scene was already in disarray, the people would simply assume the vase was just another part of the mess. Looks like another fact has come to life here. Please add this and anything else you have to reveal to your testimony. I'm sorry, but anything more to add? I didn't touch anything else. But doesn't that, like... Hold on, I have to look at something here. Only on the top of the lid. So she's lying. It wasn't empty to begin with. It wasn't open either. Hold on, I'm gonna press this statement one more time just to remind myself. The knife lodged in his chest, and the guitar was like this too. Yes, it was open and empty. So she's lying. She's lying. Okay, so I have to. No. I think it's the guitar case. I'm gonna just quickly... Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about doing. I'm just, you know, covering my ass in the event that I screw up. There we go. You testified you knocked the flower vase over. Is this correct? Yes. And are you sure it fell onto the guitar case? Is there a problem with what I said? It's not some problem. It's a major problem. It's true the top of the guitar case was wet with water. However, that's exactly what is so strange. Miss Andrews, you testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. However, if that was true, the case should have gotten wet on the inside, not the outside. That's very true. Furthermore, there is one other thing strange about this guitar case. And what is that? Let's take a look at the crime scene photo. The remains of the vase are scattered on the floor. And what is wrong with that? If the guitar case was open when the vase fell, the glass shard should be inside, not outside the case. Ow! What is your point, Wright? That the case was closed at the time the vase was knocked over? Is that all? No. Think back to what Miss Andrews testified to. She said that other than the vase, she didn't touch anything else. Yes, that's right. She did implicitly say she didn't touch the guitar. She didn't touch the guitar case. But this whole matter of the guitar case is a dead end. The bright red guitar is found in the studio. It has no bearing on this case at all. That may very well be. However, the guitar case doesn't have no relation to this case, does it? You seem like there is no deeper meaning to the guitar case. Well, Mr. Wright, do you think we need to hear more details about the guitar case? Fuck it. The empty guitar case. I believe this is a crucial piece of the puzzle. I can't believe anyone would reach for straws like this, but it is you. Can't believe I'm doing this either. Alright, I'll follow along, for now. Miss Andrews, please testify to the court about the guitar case. Yes, Your Honor. I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. That's why I opened the case. Even I don't know. Looks like this really wasn't a very important point. This wakefulness is such a familiar feeling by now that it's almost comforting. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and start the cross-examination. Using anyway to change the topic. A convenient escape for a weak man. Just kiss already, you fucking fruit basket. Jesus Christ. Okay. A bit dazed. Must have opened the guitar case after you knocked the vase over. That tracks. Not a big deal, though the case was empty after all. So I opened the case, even I don't know. I don't think the suit was in there, but let's hypothesize here. For, like, you know, being, being able to have dramatic irony and shit. Let's look at it like this. So, Adrian is attached to Miss Impax. Miss Impax dies. She thinks that Juan hid the suicide note. Now, if you were an actor who is known for carrying around, like, a guitar for your character, or just any, like, piece of anything, right? You would look through it to see if they had the suicide note, even if you locked her all this time. So, my guess is she opened it up to look for the suicide note. That's my train of logic. Is that because you were shocked and dazed at discovering the victim's body? Yes, that's probably it. I'm not going to get anywhere if I keep pressing like this. The only way to talk is with evidence. I should give it a try. Come on, Phoenix, we can't afford to let up on her now. I wasn't planning on letting up, but she's at her weakest now, so this is our chance. Yeah, if we had a weapon to hit her with. I'm sure a weapon is hiding somewhere in the court record, ready to be found. Okay, I'm pretty sure that, like, Mia has, like, psychic powers, because I'm pretty sure she's hearing Phoenix's thoughts. Unless he's whispering. During your testimony just now, do you remember those events clearly in your mind? Well, you see... Are you sure you're the one who opened the guitar case? She's waiting for someone to tell her if she should answer or not. I think her dependent side is taking over. Yeah, I know, but it's like, you know... What's it called stuff? Possessing, like, being a channeler, and not, like, actual, like, you know, telepathy or anything. Like, you know what I mean, right? Well, Miss Andrews? Yes, it was me. I'm pretty sure those either might be whispers, or they're just, like, his thoughts. I don't think his mouth moves when he's, thinking like that. Yes. Well, maybe. Why did you open the guitar case? Huh? Mrs. Korea's dead body was right there in front of you, wasn't it? I would think that the first thing you would do was call for help, not open a guitar case. As the witnesses said multiple times, when she found the dead body, she was dazed. Maybe I was curious to know if the bright red guitar was alright or not. I thought maybe the criminal took it. How would she care about the bright red guitar? But getting back on topic. I'm trying to think of, like, what I can use to press here. Was it really empty? I'm just wondering if maybe when you opened the case, the guitar was still inside. Yeah, we already talked about this. How long have you been a lawyer, Mr. Wright? Have a little professionalism. The bright guitar is fine at the studio. These trials would be over in half the time if you would just pay attention. Yes, pay more attention, Mr. Wright. Sorry. I'm thinking it's because of the suicide notes. I'm looking for it, but... I don't know what's the right answer here. I guess I can just try. Maybe my line of thinking is correct. Nope. Damn it. Okay, so it's not that. How about... Nope, that's that's not it either. Okay, so those two are out. Okay, so those two are definitely out. Yeah, and the game lets me do it. And besides, do you want to see me do the same 50 things over and over again until you die? Person who loves to spam Resident Sleeper when they get bored for even 5 seconds? No, you don't. Fuck you. Shut up. Just, like, fuck off. Shut up. I know you're so full of beans. You will just spam Resident Sleeper like at a moment's notice. Shut up. Shut your ass up. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You love that emote. Like you're like, game I've seen before, Resident Sleeper. Thing I don't like, Resident Sleeper. Like, you love that thing. Show me the chat log. I'm sorry, we're playing a different court game, nerd-ass. And besides, even though I do show you the chat log, you're just like, oh, that's edited? That's edited? Why would you, you know, do that? Like, come on. Give me a goddamn break. Give me a goddamn break. Okay. There's Kurita's fingerprints. Yeah, that is interesting, right? Ah, maybe that's what, There we go, yeah. I didn't even think about that. There is no way you were the one who opened the guitar case. Why would you say that? It's elementary, my dear. Because the only fingerprints on the guitar case are those of the victim. Ah! What is it, Miss Andrews? You shouldn't assume that I must have left prints just because you touched the case. What do you mean? What if I were to tell you I was wearing gloves at the time? Gloves? Why were you wearing gloves at the time? It was the night of the award ceremony, so of course I dressed up for the occasion. Yes, now I remember. I'm almost sure I was wearing a pair of thin gloves. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, it seems the witness was wearing gloves at the scene of the crime. That's strange. You're wearing gloves? Isn't that a little strange? Why is that strange? Do you have something that would prove I was not wearing gloves at the time? Yes. I have your proof right here. This wine glass. The wine glass? You left your fingerprints very clearly on this wine glass. If you took your gloves off when you poured yourself a glass of juice, wouldn't you think it was just a little strange that you put your gloves back on just to open the guitar case? Oh, we broke our glasses! Ma'am, are your eyes okay? Where did the glass go? Her fit kind of kicks ass. Order! 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 Doesn't get the nail on the head this time. What do you mean? I believe the guitar case plays a very important role here. But it's just an empty case. I wonder if it really is, well, it really was empty, though. But the guitar! There were guitars back at the studio! Phoenix, drop all your presumptions. What was inside the guitar case? What was inside the guitar case was not the bright red guitar. You don't mean it was a bright white guitar? It was a bright white guitar? Wait, that's not right either. I admit it would be unnatural for someone to do that. This was not wearing gloves, despite the fact that on the case. Your Honor, this is obviously the defense's usual misdirection tactic at work. State that the court turns an unrelated topic and list all to a misguided... No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor! Please recall that Miss Andrews had testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. It means that the case was closed when the crime took place. However, it is wide open in this photo of the crime scene. I am sure this guitar case has some relation to the murder. If you are so sure, right? Then I'm sure you can somehow substantiate your outrageous claim, correct? Please, enlighten us as to why the guitar case has anything to do with anything at all to do with this murder. Can you do that, Mr. Wright? Well, let's suppose for a second the bright red guitar was not the only thing that could have been in the case. Guitar not being the only thing? You don't mean to suggest that a bright black guitar is inside the... So, you intend to push your theory that the case was not empty. Is that it, Wright? I wouldn't say something that I didn't intend to prove. Deflect that head of yours. You haven't proven anything yet. Now then, let's have it. What was inside the case at the time of the murder? I guess it's the button that I use? Ah. I thought it would be the thing, but it's not the thing. Ow. Be nice to him. Get the foolishly foolish fool, get some love. Okay, alright. Maybe that's a better way to do it. I'm trying to think, and like... Hold on, let me look at something else. Let me look at the photo. Yeah, I know. I'm just also trying to compare it to this. Okay, so if that's Viola Hall leading out, and it's further back, then that's not, fucking, it's not, the Nico Samurai walking out of, no, wait, hold on, let me see. So, what I'm thinking about is, like, you see this distance here, from here to this door? Suppose that, like, looking there and then comparing it to this, that it's the door that's over here, the further door. So this would be, Matt on Guard's room, wouldn't it? I think so. Okay, maybe I'll just try this photo. This is a photograph. Yes, what is important is what is in that picture, Your Honor. In this picture? It doesn't take a genius to see what I mean. What I'm proposing is... Inside the guitar case was the Nickel Samurai, the hero's very own costume. What? Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Right, are you saying the witness opened the guitar case to take out a costume? What insane point would there be to be doing something like that? That insane point would be to wear the costume, of course. Mr. Andrews put it on to hide her identity to make her escape. After all, you couldn't let anyone see you leave, could you, Miss Andrews? I refuse to accept her theory. Do you have anything that supports such a preposterous idea? Just outside the door was an investigative photographer who started for a big scoop. And in the end, she managed to get this shot, correct? You mean this is the photo? I'm losing voices, I'm sorry, chat. Order! Order! Looks like we've wandered into quite another mess again, haven't we? Nice job, Phoenix. Well, you know my strategy. Speak first, think later. Think ever. The real murder was hiding inside a costume. Wait 1 second, Your Honor. Nico Samurai's costume would have been Mr. Matt on Guard. Why would something of the defendants be in the victim's room? And inside the guitar case of all places. True. That is odd. Mr. Wright, the court would like to hear your thoughts. What was this Nico Samurai costume doing inside the guitar case? I mean, there was bad blood between the two, so it would have to be stolen, right? Because the costume is one of a kind, I imagine. I don't think it was a spare. Because if you think about, like, the fact that Matt and Juan had bad blood between the two, it would have to be stolen. At least in my mind. Yeah. I think it may have been stolen from Mr. On Guard. Stolen? Why would someone do such a thing? Maybe the thief wanted to interfere with the post-ceremony stage. And so, if he didn't have his costume, Mr. On Guard would be forced to go naked. That's stupid. Maybe you should be stripped naked and run out for making a mockery of this court. Excuse me? Mr. On Guard did not take off his costume off. Oh, yeah, okay, it was the other one. Yeah. Well. Okay. Mr. Guard did not take his costume off during the break period. In that case, the costume we were talking about was a spare one. What? And are you saying on the night of the murder, there were 2 Nickel Samurai costumes at the Gatewater Hotel? Well, yeah. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. There's been a costume on the side of the guitar case. Meaning the victim himself had brought the spare to the ceremony on purpose. But why? The victim, Mr. Kurita, was the Gemin Ninja. How would he secretly bring the Nickel Samurai spare costume? What could be the reason behind such a peculiar act? And therein lies a sticking point. What are you mumbling to yourself about now? Have you just been rambling all this time without any sense of inner monologue? Huh? No, Mr. Wright, please explain yourself. Why do you think the victim had the Nickel Samurai spare costume? Phoenix, are you sure you can explain this one? Think carefully before you answer, and then answer with gusto. I believe in you. Alright, this is what I think. The reason the victim brought the Nickel Samurai's costume to the hotel was... Of course. What is this? On the night of the murder, after the stage show, Nickel Samurai was going to hold a special press conference. Press conference? Yes, Nickel Samurai is supposed to confess something at this conference. I heard about this as well. For once, you're not making something up, right? But what struck me as strange is that Mr. On Guard himself said he had no idea he was supposed to be holding a press conference that night. But how can that be? The way I see it, that can only mean one thing. The conference was set up by none other than the victim, Mr. Juan Kurita himself. The victim? Yes. The spare Nickel Samurai costume was prepared for that very conference. Mr. Kurita was going to hold the press conference as the Nickel Samurai. He's going to dress up as a Nickel Samurai and hold a conference? But why would the victim do such a thing? That's something I don't quite know yet. However, what I am concerned with right now is what he intended to reveal at that conference. The Nickel Samurai was going to confess something. And by confess, I wish he was going to reveal something about himself. Which means that Juan Kurita, posing as the Nickel Samurai, was going to speak about Matt on Guard. Yes, I suppose what it would mean. But if that's the case, it's not a confession. That's public disclosure. Miss Andrews? I can see are you a pros at what you do. Pardon me? Yes. As you say, the press conference was set up by Juan. Oh, Lord? We're getting deeper? Miss Andrews, please have us an explanation for this. I was the one who can be asked to help set it up. And the person who prepared the second costume for him, that was also me. You? When I bet everything on the Gemin Ninja this year. And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought, anyway. He was going to ruin him. He was going to ruin him, huh? It looked somehow, Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's ethnic career had been revealed. What? Do you know what the secret of Mr. On Guard's is, Miss Andrews? That's something only Juan knew. I don't know what it is. Ah, I see. I've probably been coming off quite suspicious to everyone. But that's to be expected. I've been trying to protect Matt after all. Protect Mr. On Guard? And yet, another strange, bitter truth comes to life, it seems. Miss Andrews, if you could, please tell the truth about your behavior. Yes, Your Honor, I understand. Ah, I see. The lore deepens. The moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. Matt had to kill Juan no matter what, and he didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course, the button and the knife, but I'm Matt's manager, so I felt that I had to protect him. This does account for everything. Well, I am the logical type. We're finally seeing her true self. She's more nervous than a scared rabbit. If I can find no fault with this testimony, I'm ready to make a ruling. Please keep that in mind as you cross-examine, Mr. Wright. Looks like everything has fallen to the opposite end of the scale again. That means that put my way into this and turn our logic upside down. Would you say that was your intuition speaking to you? Don't confuse my methods of reasoning with your own. If you want to prove that someone did something, you need three things. Three things? A motive, an opportunity to commit the crime, and finally, the sense of evidence. And if you think that these three things through, the answer becomes quite clear. You should have already known that, Phoenix. And it's just that in school, at least not from what I remember. I continue now. So would you say this need came from the press conference? Yes. You know why Juan chose that event and that hotel for the conference? Because that was when he could cause the most damage to the public's beloved man on guard. And you know this Yes. Because the one who set up the conference and prepared the costume. But I'm sure Mr. Vanguard himself didn't know anything about the press conference. Oh, really? Can you show me any proof that he didn't know about the press conference? Anyway, the important thing here is that this information was not in your testimony. Yes, I agree. Miss Andrews, please correct your testimony, please. Grasping at straws now, are you, Mr. Wright? But didn't you already testify earlier that Mr. Vanguard was taking a nap in his room? Are you telling me that now that too was a lie to get covered for Mr. Vanguard? I'm not telling you anything of the sort. I went to get him for the show, he honestly was sleeping. However, as to whether he was sleeping the entire time, that I cannot say. I was too busy setting up the stage at the time. I keep trying, but I can find no flaws in Miss Andrews said. Can't say the same for people here in this courtroom, however. Just glaring right straight at me. Staring straight at you, smart guy. Mr. Vanguard did something to hurt or betray you personally? Why do you ask? You were the one who helped Miss Creed with this press conference. And that event was supposed to bring down Mr. Vanguard, yet you still helped out. Objection! The person on trial right now is Mr. Vanguard, right? What the witness was thinking, helping the victim with his plan, is none of our concern. In any case, this means the defendant had no motive to kill. Why do I keep doing this to myself? Hardly call it a knife decisive evidence. Fingerprints on the knife could very well be a clever camouflage. Then, what about the button? See, from the crime scene, the victim and his murderer fought. During the fight, the killer ripped the button from the Gem Ninja's costume. Talking about this button, correct? That button was found in the pleats of Matt's Hakama, isn't that correct? Or I think that it makes very decisive evidence. You were outfoxed again, Mr. Wright. Anyway, then that's it for a thing. Please fix your testimony. I can't stand the sight of a man who can't gracefully accept his defeat. Thank goodness me, I can still look at me. A nicey stare, yes. Miss Andrews, for Mr. Wright's sake, please add this information to your testimony. But that's not true. But that's not true. But that's not true. So, I guess it's the guitar case. The autopsy is strangled with a scarf and stabbed with a knife. But the important thing here is that she talks about the fight. But we know, because she said it herself, that there was no fight. Like, let me see here. Let me look at the crime photo. Let's see. Everything was knocked off. I'm trying to think here. Because even with the vase tipped over, it's still a lot of stuff on the floor. What do we think, fellow super sleuths? Yeah, he was strangled and then stabbed. I suppose so? But I suppose he could still have a fight that's still going on. He could still be flailing while he's getting choked. So I'm not sure if that's the answer. So I know this is the thing we need to present evidence for, but I'm just looking at the crime scene again. There's clearly signs of a struggle here, or something. It's just 2 lines of text, it looks like. Let me press on the last statement. What you really did was stab the guy in the back, didn't you? And at the worst possible time. Who's to say she really stabbed the guy in the back, as you put it? This witness could have disclosed things about Mr. Engard at any time. Why, then, would she wait until there was a large enough audience before doing so? It's the same reason why Mr. Kurita planned such an elaborate conference. Miss Andrew wanted to cause Mr. Engard as much damage as she possibly could. And this bears ill will towards the defendant. This isn't the Phoenix Wright wax philosophical power hour. That's such a funny thing to say. Oh, man. These fucking fruity lawyers are the funniest people on the planet. And please, stop slandering the witness. As I expected, Miss Andrews' testimony seemed pretty solid. Really? Because to me it sounded a little wishy-washy. Wishy-washy? I guess I'll see if I can press it a little more. She knows by now, but she'll need strongest of evidence to make her talk. Got it, Chief. I'll pin you down this time, Miss Andrews. Phoenix, we're in a courtroom. We are in a courtroom. We are in a courtroom. You can't do that.
Can't do that, Phoenix. You can't do that.
Okay. So we know there was a fight. What do you mean it's fine? What's fine? I don't understand what you mean. trying to think here. Present the button or the autopsy here. Okay, let me try the autopsy. I'm gonna save first. Save Load. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah, you're right. This is the victim's autopsy report. It clearly states the cause of death was strangulation by a scarf. Strangulation? The knife stab to the victim was done after the victim had already died. And what does that mean? Let's examine the evidence. This button has the victim's blood on it, which would mean that this costume was with the costume when? After the knife was stabbed into the victim. Exactly, which means it is impossible that this button was torn off during the victim's final struggle, because the victim was strangled to death in that fight! That's right, Miss Andrews. There is no way this button was ripped off during the struggle. This button was consciously put on the victim's already dead body. What is the meaning of this, Wright? So what if the button was torn on the body after the victim had already died? What does that change? Let me ask you one simple question, Mr. Edgeworth. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did that serve? What purpose? We now know this button was not torn off during the fight. So the murderer took the time and effort to purposely rip this from the victim's body. That would mean that the murderer had something in mind, wouldn't it? Mr. Wright, does this mean you know what the murderer wanted to do with the button? What was it? That's kind of his, that was kind of his defining trait in the beginning of the playthrough, is that he's easily swayed. There's only one logical reason for doing something like that. It was to pin the crime on Mr. On Guard. There's no way anyone would put a bloody button in their own pants. That's right. That's right, Mr. On Guard was set up. By the real killer, of course. And the real murderer is... Well, Mr. Wright, who in the world is the real killer, then? Finally. Can't believe I managed to bring this trial all the way up to this point. Phoenix, can't let your guard down yet. Not to the very end. The real killer, the person who planned to frame Mr. On Guard, is... I guess it's Adrian? I guess it's Adrian.
Take that!
Yep. Miss Adrian Andrews. I choose you. You are Mr. Kurita's killer. What? Order! 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 Mr. Wright, this is a very grave matter. Do you have any evidence that supports your charge? The evidence? All the evidence points to Miss Andrews. How preposterous! You can't stick any of that on me! I can't, can I? Would you care to test me? Then, what about this knife? The knife was used to stab the victim after he had already been strangled to death. It was used to throw suspicion onto Mr. On Guard, naturally. A knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints could only be taken from his room. And the only one who had dinner with him, and knew which knife to take, was you. Then, what about the button that was found in Matt's Kakama? This button was removed from the victim's body after he had already died. The only people who could have done so were the person who found his body, or the killer. However, if Mr. On Guard was the real killer, there's no way he would have put such incriminating evidence in his own Hakama. The only person who could have put this button into Mr. On Guard's Hakama is the person who went to wake him from his nap, which is you yet again, Miss Andrews. I see. What about the empty guitar case? That is also another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews. That costume was used to hide the real killer's identity as they fled the scene. Now, who could have known there was such a costume inside the guitar case? It could only have been the person who prepared the costume for the victim. And that person is you, Miss Adrian Andrews. No, But Miss Andrews' fingerprints were nowhere to be found on the guitar case, and yet it was you who proved she was not wearing gloves at the time. That's right. That's because she did not intend on leaving any prints. If anyone had found out she had touched the case, they would have asked her why. so to avoid leaving any prints, use the towel or something else to open it. But the glass tomato juice is a different story. Miss Andrews purposely left her fingerprints on the glass to show that yes, indeed, she was the classic day's discoverer of a dead body. Ah! And to top it all off, there is his photo. A photo of the killer as they exited the scene of the crime. No reasonable person on Earth would believe this Nickel Samurai is Mr. On Guard. He would be much too short for his own costume if it was him. Speaking of how tall people are, Miss Andrews, you're kind of short in stature, are you not? Please, stop. Well, how about it, Miss Andrews? Got her this time. Miss Andrews? I refuse to testify. What was that? There's a law. It says I can't be forced to testify about something if it can incriminate me. Well, yes. You're absolutely correct, Miss Andrews. The law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination by allowing a witness to not testify if the testimony can cause damage to themselves. What?! Pleading the fifth is not something people would think to do on the spot. Actually, thinking back to yesterday in Mr. Onguard's room. Ah, yes. That's when Francis planted this idea into her. She must have told Miss Andrews not to testify if things were bad. You did a good job bringing him to this point, Phoenix. But there's still one thing you haven't done. You haven't done? What's wrong, What's wrong, Wright? Are you finished already? Run out of evidence? This looks humorous, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor. But everything the good lawyer everything the good lawyer here has proven up until this point is meaningless. What? Everything you've been proven is circumstantial. Circumstantial? Yes, circumstantial. You have yet to provide a single piece of definitive proof. Proof that Miss Andrews did in fact harbor a wish to murder Mr. Kurita. Well, I do, but she's not gonna like it. Miss Andrews, did you want to kill Mr. Kurita? I believe this may lead to incriminating myself, so I will abstain from answering. But Miss Andrews, if you do that, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think? Maybe so, or maybe not. There's nothing to prove it either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I would be guilty of due to my silence. No! She's taking that defiant attitude again. Yeah, what should we do? Somehow, we've landed in the worst possible situation. Yeah, I think we've reached a certain conclusion at this point in time. Miss Adrian Andrews refused to testify, and the defense's theory that she's the actual murderer has not been fully substantiated with solid definitive proof. But that's not true! In this situation, there's only one thing this court can do, and that is to declare a recess. Recess? I request that the prosecution and defense look further into this matter. At tomorrow's trial... Tomorrow? You don't have a tomorrow. If you don't get a not guilty verdict today, then... Please wait, Your Honor! That's not necessary! The trial... Please continue the trial! What are you sweating for? Your client is getting one more day to live, isn't he? That's not it. This isn't about that. Edgeworth, I know you know who the real killer is. Please, let the trial continue. If I don't get the verdict, then Maya... But it's impossible to continue as long as your witness refuses to testify. Now then, this court is... It is not impossible for the trial to continue. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you... It's true, Miss Andrews holds the right to self-incrimination. However, if the topic of conversation were to be unrelated to something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony. Yes, that is very true, but actually, there's one little thing I'm curious about, Miss Andrews. When you found the victim's dead body, you placed a glass of juice. Yes, and I can't help but think about how unnatural that is. Usually when one finds a body, they are shaken up, not stirring a glass of juice. Nice. My actions were unusual. Before you speak, I want to state that if you have a reason behind your actions, I'd like you to testify to that effect. Testify? Your Honor, I would like to request the witness testify again as what happened when she first discovered the victim's body. Whatever we find out of this testimony, we should in no way implicate the witness. I don't know what it is about Edgeworth today, but I can't get a good read off of him. Is he friend or foe? I just don't know. The court acknowledges the prosecuting request. Miss Andrews, if you please. Glass of juice. I didn't really pour it for myself. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in a messy state. And Juan, he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. When I saw him sitting like that, I thought he was dead didn't cross my mind. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something, so I went to pour him some juice. When I realized he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over. So that's completely contradictory to what you just said. So you poured the glass of juice for the victim. Why didn't you say so in your earlier testimony? I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial. Phoenix, please be careful here. If you can't find anything wrong with its testimony, then there's nothing left. I know. Ashworth, what the heck is going on in that brain of yours? Now then, Miss Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yeah, it's so funny that people can just come up here and lie and are not just, like, escorted out of the courtroom. But even so, that would be after the case was already opened. No, it would be after it would be before the case was opened. So, who opened the case? Maybe the case here, but I'm gonna... But after he was dead, the case was already open. If it was just like you saw it in the courtroom, in the room before. I probably need to present something here, but I'm gonna press the statement first. And how did you come to realize that he was in fact dead? I shook him over and over, but I never got a response. So I laid the glass down on the dresser and tried to take his pulse. I was shocked and staggered backward. I knocked over the flower vase. I knocked the flower vase over. Yes. That's what it all comes down to, huh? It's the absolute end for both sides, and Asian is letting her guard down. Phoenix, now's our best chance to kill the prosecution's case. Isn't that a bit harsh? Miss Andrews, can you tell us the truth this time? It has to be this. I'm trying to figure out, like, how it all comes together. Let me press on this statement, too. You thought he had fainted? I thought he was asleep at first, but then the room's in such a messy state. I thought maybe he had gotten in a fight with someone. And that's when we went to pour a glass of juice. Yes. I had a hard time waking up. Someone always drinks a glass of tomato juice. Has a glass of tomato juice to drink. I see. And after that, what happens next? Oop, okay. I forgot that was the last statement. Okay, so let me... Save Loed, and... No, it's not that. Never mind. Yeah, figured. Yeah, that's right, the knife, duh! No, it's not that either. Never mind. Dunderhead maneuver. Crime scene photo. Maybe? Press on this statement too. Slumped over. Yes, he was sitting there with his head tilted forward, eyes closed. We looked, he was sleeping. Is it just me or did that right there sound a little odd? I think this is maybe where I present the knife. Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, it's not that either. Let me try it on another statement first before I reload the save. There we go. So you honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him? No, not at all. Even though this is what you saw when you discovered the body? Ah! What is the meaning of this? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? There's a knife sticking right straight out of Mr. Kurita's chest. Anyone who saw this scene would have immediately thought that here was a dead man. Well, you see, I doubt a single person in the world would mistake this for someone who fainted, and then so nonchalantly go pour something to drink. Your point is? Miss Andrews, your testimony just now, it was all one giant lie! Ugh! And your lie has proven one thing very clearly, that you were the real killer. No! Looks as the defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to light. The defendant, Mr. Matt on guard, is not guilty after all. But that's impossible! You're wrong! Miss Andrews, try to have some composure. It wasn't me. It wasn't me, I tell you! It was Matt! I swear it! He's the one who killed Juan! But you were the one who refused to testify, and your reason for not doing so was that you might end up incriminating yourself! That's because... Miss Andrews, I will give you one last chance. What exactly are you hiding that may incriminate you? I refuse to testify. Then there's no need for this court to continue any further. Mr. Madonguard's innocence has been clearly demonstrated. Is it over? Have we found the truth at last? What's wrong, Phoenix? Usually the real killer confesses his heroic guilt. And now that I think about it, this is the first time someone hasn't. Now then, I would like to hand my verdict from Mr. Madonguard.
Objection!
Oh, for fuck's sake. Your Honor, the prosecution feels it would be premature to pass down a verdict at this time. What? The reason is quite simple. Oh my fucking god. The witness is yet to speak about the absolute real truth. Edgeworth, come on! Absolute real truth? What are you... Witness, don't you understand yet? Huh? I don't know who planted this silly idea in your head, but as long as you protect yourself through your silence, Madame Gao will go free and in his place. You will become the guilty party. That's a lie! I don't believe you! What? I was told if I spoke, then it would all be over, and Mel would never be declared guilty. What in the world is he talking about? Has she lost it? I can't speak about it. I'm too scared. Francisca von Karma. Huh? Don't you remember, Phoenix? Miss Andrews lives by gripping tightly to the words of another, because she doesn't have the strength to believe in herself. Then right now, Miss Andrews is... Yesterday, she was tossed a lifesaver with Miss von Karma. Don't say a word no matter what you do. If you do, Madame Gar will be acquitted. And Miss Andrews undying believes in those words right now and is clinging on to them. And what should we do? This is the first time I've ever come across anything like this. But Miss Andrews has to be the killer, right? What to do now is get her not guilty. That is my only priority. Oh god. It wasn't me, I'm begging you. Please believe me, I didn't kill Juan! Help, please, someone help me! Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? The court can't continue on like this. Therefore, I'd like to hear what you intend to do. What what I intend to do. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? Right. I just should think very carefully about this. Think of what this witness did and what she did not do. Think about who is the real mastermind behind this crime. Isn't that obvious? Someone else it could be because the woman crying right there. Crying over there. Right? Come on, come now. What will you do? What kind of man are you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I guess let's just force her to testify. I have to win a complete acquittal today. There's no way around that, but I can't bring myself to do it like this. Now she's making a face like that. Mr. Andrews, I'd like to know what you are really hiding. Mr. Wright, are you sure you know what you're doing? Sure, Mr. Ungar will get an acquittal, but in this place he will be found guilty. Is this how you really want this trial to end? Be quiet! How dare you! You're trying to trick me! That's enough. I commend you for trying, Mr. Edgeworth. However, it's clear the defense's theory is the truth. You're wrong. What a shame. I had hoped things wouldn't come to this, however. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Andrews, since you absolutely refuse to testify, it falls on my shoulders to disclose this to the court. Stop. Mr. Edgeworth? This witness, how shall I put this? She has an illness. What? And because of this illness, she has tried to commit suicide in the past. Stop. Please stop! No matter how much you want to hide it, it's no use. I have the evidence right here. Yeah, this is actually fucked up. Ah, that's the second part of the suicide report. The attempted suicide report. What do you do now, witness? You know what I'm about to do, don't you? I will now read to the court the true nature of the pitiful woman known as Adrian Andrews. Due to her independent nature, having other people know about it scares her more than anything else in the world. Please, please stop! I beg you! If people find out, I'll... You're going to say you would choose death. That is no concern to me. Edgeworth, how can you be so cold? However, before you die, I'll pull the truth from your still-breathing lips. No matter what I have to do. So, will you tell the court yourself, or shall I? Either is fine with me. I'll talk. But please, help me. Nothing matters anymore. When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted. Honest. When I realized he was dead, that was when I formulated my plan. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. And then, I stabbed Juan's dead body with the knife and ripped off the button. Just when I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of an inconvenience. That's why I ended up using the Samurai costume. Stab the body? With the knife? Why would you do that? Isn't it obvious? To pin the blame on a certain person. A certain cowardly man. What do you mean by all of this? It might take this court a little while to understand, but... this is the truth. The real killer is Matt. That scumbag of a man. I'll never forgive him. He's trying to escape his guilt again. Just like last time. So, Miss Andrews stabbed the victim, Juan Carita, in the chest with a knife. However, she didn't do it with murder in mind. She did it with the intent of framing Miss Madame God for the murder. And this is her crime. What? How is this possible? I mean, wasn't Miss Andrews supposed to be the real murderer? Mr. Wright, please get over their shock and commence the cross-examination. Inconvenience. There was a woman with a camera at the ready, loitering in the hallway. I'm willing to bet my spikes it was Lada. There was also one with a ray gun at the ready, pacing back and forth. That's Miss Oldbag for you. I had already been caught and made into a big scoop for a certain weekly tabloid once, so I couldn't very well go out looking like myself and get caught again. That's why I ended up using Nicholas Samurai costume. What is this plan you had? I knew right away the murderer was Matt. I knew because, one, he was going to expose Matt's weakest weak point to the world. So Matt did this to stop one and silence him for good. That's all when I thought I should forge some evidence and pin this crime on Matt. So the fourth piece of evidence was the knife on the button. The first thing that came to mind was to plant the knife. Tell from the state he was in that there must have been a fight. Are you telling the truth? Are you telling the truth when you say you did not know he was dead? He had a scarf tied around his neck, but that scarf is part of the Gem and Ninja's costume, so I didn't think anything about it was strange. His head was also tilted down a bit, so I couldn't see his face that well. That's why I thought I'd wake him up and went to pour the juice. Well, yeah, that's kind of the point. So you could get the knife, correct? I mean, you know, I'm sure people have done that kind of weird forgery type shit before. The knife Matt used at dinner had his fingerprints all over it. I thought if I used that, then police would certainly turn their eyes toward him. Matt was napping with his costume on at the time. I stepped in, took the knife, and returned to the scene of the crime. You were the one who prepared that costume, weren't you? Yes, I took it from Global Studios. That was put in Juan's guitar case the day before the award ceremony. You did this in preparation for the press conference, correct? Yes. Well, you see, the thing is that you were right, but in reverse, right? Cops do that to innocent people to hide themselves while they let innocent people get thrown in jail. Yes, Juan wanted to wear that costume for the press conference. He was going to disclose Matt's big secret there. And what is this secret? That, I don't know. Anyway, I thought if I were to leave Juan's room in the Nicholas Samurai costume, then people would think that Matt was the real murderer. I was very careful not to leave any fingerprints when I opened the guitar case. I actually did not want anyone to know about the costume. I want to conceive this testimony rings the truth. I'm sorry, Phoenix. No, please, don't apologize to me. We're both taken by surprise. Still, I'm sorry. Okay. So you were the one who stabbed the victim with that knife. It gives me goosebumps to think about it now. What a horrible thing I did. But at the time, I couldn't control my own body. It moved on its own. Then, when I stabbed Juan's dead body, I suddenly realized something. If I use the button somehow, I can make Matt look even more suspect. So you thought to rip off one of the buttons and planted it in Mr. Ungod's hakama. Yes, that's what I plan to do. But things never go that smoothly, do they? I think you've heard enough. So, after that, you went back to Mr. Ungod's room, planted the button. Into Matt's hakama? Yes. After that, I folded up the costume I was wearing and put it into a bag. Then I snuck it out of the hotel and got rid of it. But my word, what does all this mean? Mr. Edgeworth, is it? The real criminal is Matt on guard. Yesterday, that woman prosecutor tapped me down for a talk. Francisca, huh? She said that I should, under no circumstances, confess what I had done. If I just kept quiet, then Matt would be found guilty for sure. I had no choice but to believe in her words. What this witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, as long as her testimony stands, we can be certain she is not the real killer. Wait, Your Honor! The defense still... Right. It's pointless. At this point in time, it is not possible to indict Miss Andrews on anything. Yes, exactly. There isn't a single piece of evidence that points her as the murderer. This cross-examination of the witness is over, and so is today's trial. We couldn't establish the witness was the culprit. Please let it go, Mr. Wright. But... Mr. Edgeworth, please place Miss Andrews under arrest for further questioning. Understood, Your Honor. Prosecution will arrange for her detention immediately. That is all. Court is adjourned for today. Well, fuck. I get the bad ending. Today's trial, it's over. I didn't win an acquittal. Witness, do you mind if I asked you something? Edgeworth? What is it? Before you leave today, I wonder if I might take a look at one thing. The card in your hand. It's had my interest for quite some time now. What exactly is it? Oh, this? Mr. Wright also asked about this. Although I didn't remember about at the time you asked me about it, Mr. Wright. I remember just now. I found this in the room on that day. The room? That day? Yes. I found this card when I discovered Juan's body. It was lying there right next to him. You found that card next to the victim's body? I suppose I must have unconsciously slipped it into my pocket. But it's not as if this card has any relevance to Juan's murder, right? Yeah, I guess not. But it's still a strange card if you ask me. But as far as a clue to this case, I don't see why. Witness! That card! Give it to me! Hurry! Edgeworth? Do you have any idea what you have stupidly yet inadvertently done? This! I can't believe you hid this from me all this time! I didn't mean to. What is this? What is this all about? I've never seen Edward so emotional before. That card. What in the world is it? What does it mean? Well, you know Maya escaped, I guess, but what happens now? March 22nd, 5:24 p.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices. Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! There, Pearls. I can't take it anymore. Look, it'll be alright. Everything may still work out. Huh? The condition was we had to get a not guilty verdict. And so far, the kidnapper has kept his word and hasn't hurt Maya. And he won't because Mr. Ungard has been given a guilty sentence yet. Cheer up. We don't have time to stand around crying. We have to get going. You're right. Mystic Maya's in much more pain than I am. Yes, that's right. So, hey, you guys. Glad I caught you, pal. Mr. Scruffy Detective. Oh boy, that's the Detective Gumshoe. Has been dubbed Mr. Scruffy Detective in Pro's book now. It's just plain old Mr. Dick Gumshoe now. And I came to talk to you, pal. We're kind of busy right now. So, what are you gonna do from now on? What do you mean, pal? Well, you've been fired, right? So you have a new job lined up yet? Oh, that! What am I supposed to do now, pal? You don't have anything coming in at all until my next payday. What are you talking about? Not another payday? I guess that means I'm just gonna have to work here at your place, pal. Say what?! You'll be searching for things that'll prove Mr. Ungard's innocence all day, right? Well, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna help you, pal. I've got lots of experience in investigating and watching over people's places. And I'm great at making really simple meals, pal. I'll take care of it all. Come on, Mr. Nick. Let's let Mr. Scruffy Detective take care of things. Okay. By the way, what's your best dish? Instant noodles, pal. Why am I surrounded with people who only eat cheap, unhealthy foods? Yeah, more than likely. But we know that it's not him, right? Because he's in jail. And Maya is being kept somewhere at the same time. That was the first time I've ever seen Mr. Edgeworth act like that. Never thought he'd say something like he didn't care if Miss Andrews killed herself. He said that? That's horrible. Because of him doing that, we got the truth finally. The truth. Miss Andrews' last testimony. What if that was the truth? Maybe there was nothing strange in her testimony itself, but I think there is something fundamentally wrong with the whole thing. You mean about that thing, pal? Don't you want to? No, I mean almost need to frame Mr. Ungard. You can figure that out from anything she said all day. Then you're saying that testimony was a lie? Not a lie, per se. I just feel like there's more here than meets the eye. Robots in. Yes, guys. Later, Floral. Have a good one. That's what Edgeworth would like us to believe. That's such a dirty trick. Even that woman prosecutor was better than that. Let's get Von Karma. Speaking of Miss Von Karma, do you have any more information on her condition? Was she shot this morning? This one combo was shot today on the way to the trial by a pistol barrel. But she's gonna be fine, right? I mean, Edgeworth said she was in stable condition, but... Well, she was shot in the shoulder, so she's okay until hanging in there. She should be done taking the bullet out, so she's probably resting at the hospital. Which one? What? Are you going to visit her, pal? No, well, I was kind of thinking about it. Hey, you've actually got a heart, don't you? She was being tortured to death not being able to go to trial today. It would be good for her if you went and let her whip you for a bit, pal. Gumshoe says BDSM rights. Let's go let her. I'm not reading that. No, I'm definitely not going. Let's see. The name of the hospital. Oh yeah, the Hottie Clinic. That name sounds chill down my spine. Well, I guess it can't hurt to stop by and say hi. March 22nd, Hottie Clinic reception. Never thought I'd ever come back to this place. Yeah, so you have visit a patient? Hi. Wait a second, you're... yes, I'm Dr. Hottie. Why are you still here? Yes, what is it? Can I help you? You can tell me. Yes. Get your mind out of the gutter? Listen. One joke like this every now and then is fine. Yeah, that'd also be funny, Bobu. Director Hottie! Oh, Edgeworth. Yes, Dr. Hottie. Oh, you're the man from this morning. Yes, what is it? Victor, Francisca. How's Francisca von Karma? Don't need to worry. She's in good hands. You guys are safe. Be careful. Oh, buddy, you're about to lose 5 more teeth. Knock that shit off. Yes, and that thing, that surgery. You have my gratitude. Alex Edgeworth doesn't know about this director and his secret. It's so pitiful, absolutely terrifying. Yes, but I understand. Yes, her plan was a gun, after all. What a stupid... Her opponent was a gun, after all. Something about that sentence cracks me up. Miles Edgeworth, kill this clown. I see. Edgeworth, please kill this clown. I'm not reading this guy's dialogue anymore. You know, chat? Call it a hunch, but, I think this game is like, you know, the first trial is fine. This game just feels pretty bad. It has so many bad characters. I hope that none of them show back up. Ah! Good. Go back to your room. That nickname, huh? That nickname, huh? Okay. Ugh. People who know. I'm feeling food. Chicken snitch. And what are those tulips doing in your hand, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I know I shouldn't have come here. Alright. I hope you appreciate what I do for you, Will. If you want, you can clip this moment just to stare deeply. Even though I know you're doing it because you're playing the game at the same time as I am. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. I have a shot in front of the courthouse. In my right shoulder. But it's no big deal. This sort of thing happens all the time. I even had full intentions of running to trials this morning. You know, I just thought about it for a second, but like, I think it's hysterical that getting shot in the shoulder is a Von Karma thing that's hereditary. I love that it's hereditary. But that would have been too much for you. You need to act tough in front of us. Regardless, I was dragged here by that man over there. He was so unyielding. One has to wonder if he was simply interested in sealing my case. The only logical course of action when the bullet was still lodged in your shoulder. By taking over the case, I found myself having to clean up after you and that irresponsible deal you made. I don't know what deal he's referring to. Miss Von Karma. You made a deal with Miss Andrews yesterday, didn't you? I don't know what you mean. In order to make sure you got your guilty verdict on Mr. On Guard, you told Miss Andrews not to testify in court today. I don't know what you're talking about. Do you have proof that I made such a deal? You're denying it? Just if you're lucky, Mr. Phoenix Wright. If I had been in court today, this trial would have already been over. All while hiding Miss Andrews' own crime. That isn't my problem. Whether she had tampered with the evidence or not, I have only one objective. To find the On Guard guilty of murder. The end justifies the means, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The end justifies the means. Miss Von Karma, Adrian Andrews believed what when you said, if you don't tell the truth about what really happened, then On Guard will be found guilty. And what does that have to do with me? Because of that, she is now in danger of being found guilty herself. All because she believed in your words until the very end. That still has nothing to do with me. She's just a weak person after all. That's all. But you had to know that she was... Ow! I think visiting hours here just about over. So, if you'll excuse me. What's wrong? Why did she suddenly cut you off? Probably because she thinks I have the advantage in an argument. What happened today at the trial, Edgeworth? That was not like you at all. I mean, I know you knew about Miss Andrews' condition. You could have made her testify as many times as you wanted, but to go that far... she wouldn't testify about that until I said something. She wouldn't testify about that until I said something. Listen, Wright. Courtroom is a garden of judgment. I am putting myself on the line when I step in. And that's why I made the witness do the same. It's only natural. By the way, Edgeworth, you were really angry in court today. That's very cool. What in the world is it? I mean this. Listen, Wright, this is top secret information. You absolutely cannot leave this. The Special Investigations team has existed for a number of years if you know it. I understand. The task is to find the owner of this car. A man named Shelley to kill him. As his name states, he is a killer, an assassin. The best at that. An assassin. So who's this Shelley to killer? This killer is the name of a long-standing line of assassins. Long-standing? The name first appeared about 100 years ago, I hear. Shelley is the professional name of the third heir to the killer name. Since his professional name is Shelley, he use cards with a shell on them? The habit of making sure to leave a card by the body of his victim. How would he do something like that? Yeah, but you know, some people are so in love with being a serial killer shithead that they love to leave a calling card, but I guess it's a lot of, you know, fictionalized crime stuff. I think it is a part of his duty to his clients. His duty? If he leaves a card, then his clients can be assured it was he who killed the victim. Also, his insurance against any charges being pushed into his clients. I see. Killer values trust between his clients and himself above all else. It seems that this is one honorable assassin of the whole country. Doesn't even honorable assassins exist. So, you think that this assassin, think he's the one who did the killing in this case? It would appear that way. Discovery of this card basically confirms it, don't you? Oh, yeah. Well, you know. Where do you think Jeff came from? He didn't just suddenly spawn out of thin air. So his name is just Jeff the Killer. That's his name. Shelly the Killer, huh? Interesting at the trial today. You're behaving in a very strange manner. Something the matter? I guess I should just tell him. Maya, she's been kidnapped. Kidnapped? What's kidnapping want? An acquittal. Let's see. I had no idea. I'll prepare a rescue team as soon as possible and resolve this by tomorrow. Really? Did you hear that, Mr. Nick? Mr. Edgeworth is going to... Stop trying to console me, Edgeworth. I don't need your pity. Mr. Nick? There's no way you can find her. You don't have a single lead to go on. There's only one way to save her. I have to get an acquittal somehow. It's the only way. Right. Listen, you need to know something. One creator was killed by Shelly the Killer. And the client who ordered the job is not in God. Your own client. Please, stop! I can't listen to you. I can't believe that. I see. Well, if you want to continue your investigation, you will need this. What is it? The hotel right now is restricted to police personnel. But you're looking for any clues that might lead us to Shelly the Killer. But if you want to take this with you to the hotel, I'll be sure they'll let you in. In any case, you must attend the preparations from my choice. Meet again if anything should happen. Now, Mr. Nick, do you think Mr. On Guard hired an assassin? Yeah, basically. No way! I mean, he doesn't have a psych lock. Yeah, I guess not. Maya. Yeah. Please, all I ask is to make it home safe and sound. Date, time, location, Guess even kidnappers can be a little clumsy. Clumsy enough to drop a card like this for me. Even though he said he was an assassin. But he's making it up, like how Nick does it with everything in court. Anyway, let's try out the card trick with this card I just found. Seems like I got the door open. Okay, time to take a look around. Date, time, location, What is this? What is this place? I've got a feeling I'm not in the hotel anymore. Any videos over there? Well, I'll worry about that later. For now, I should be looking for clues. I mean, it's either like 3 question marks or like I think how you pronounce that in like actual fiction when they just have like a comic book character say that, it's just like, you know, like it's just the makes I don't know noise from Scrubs. That way I can show them to sis and maybe get out of here. Okay. There's a framed picture sitting on this coffee table. Picture of a woman. She's kind of pretty. Hey, look, something's written here. Let's see. I think it says, "With love, Celeste." This could be a clue. That's weird. What's a figurine doing on a sofa in a place like this? I think it's a bear. Aw, how cute! But it's got a lot of cuts and slits on it. What if it's some kind of puzzle? Yeah, that is a good. That is also really funny. Date? Time? It's so dark in here that I can barely see, but I kind of feel like videotapes. All of them. What kind of room is this? You know, I said this before, but these games take place in the future. Like, when does this game take place? Hold on. This game takes place... about 1 year ago from Phoenix Wright 1. And when does this take place? Like, I know it takes place in the future. Like, I know that. Yeah, a few years ago. But, like, from when it was made is what I mean, right? That's what I mean. I'm trying to scroll through, like, the wiki article about it, and, like, I scrolled down, and I saw Yanni Yogi, and my eyes glazed over, and I saw, like, Yami Yugi, and I'm like, huh? Who? Okay, 2017 is when this game takes place. 2017. So, the idea that, like, videotapes would still be a thing, like, as big as, like, CD is, like, now is hilarious. I love old history. That stuff's hilarious. It's great. Yeah, I know. It's that kind of shit just cracks me up. I love it. Wow, I've never seen a TV this big before. Now, where's the power button? Phooey, it's busted. I would so die a happy samurai fan if I ever got to see a nickel samurai on a TV like this. Ah, I can't make a joke. I can't believe I just make a joke about dying, one thing considered. Well, you know, it's not like you're gonna. Even if you die, it's not gonna just, you know, channel your spirit, I guess. What is this thing? An antenna, I guess. And this is a VCR? Sure, a lot of electronic gadgets here. What's an antenna doing here? Oh, hey, it's a computer. I've never really used one before. I have no idea where a power switch is or anything like power switch on this thing is. Okay, that's even funnier. Like, okay. So even though I know she's like, she's lived basically secluded from stuff, I think the fact that like someone doesn't know what a computer like is in this day and age is kind of, you know, loony. But I think I'm planning to use this somehow to get out of here. Bobu, do you use a desktop? Because I guess we count as Zoomers, and I'm using a desktop right now. I think I'm streaming. Built it myself, from soup to nuts. Alright, yeah, Maya is 18 now. I don't know. Like, it's such a consistently moving goalpost that, like, who even fucking knows? Yeah, right? It doesn't even matter. So Maya is 2 years younger than me, and that scares me. That's horrifying. That is scary as hell. Yeah, like 99 is when it said she was born. That's scary. There's my plan to use this like adders. Alright, let's see. There's a doggy door? How is there a doggy door? Locked, of course. I can use this card open. I can use the card to open this door. There's a little hole at the bottom of the door. One was a little skinnier. Then maybe I could be able to crawl through there. Well, this simply will not do. I cannot have you wandering around at will. Yeah! It seems that your Mr. Wright is truly concerned about you. He is? And I'll suggest you remain cooperative. If you cannot, there are ways in which I can help you. Ways? You mean... Dead men tell no tales, as the saying goes, correct? Dead? I'm almost certain I told you on our first meeting. I am an assassin. No way. You're lying. I mean, an assassin? People are not always who they appear to be. Nick! March 22nd, 7:04 p.m., Hollywood Clinic reception. Mr. Nick? Huh? Oh, yes, Pearls? Got caught up in my thoughts about Maya's situation. Mr. Edwards has left, you know. I guess for now I have no choice but to leave Mr. on guard. But I think I should listen to his story one more time. Alright, let's get going too. Okay. Okay. March 22nd, attention center, visitor's room. I'm sorry, but visitor hours are over today. Aww. I have too many questions I need to ask. I'm sorry, but I'm Phoenix Wright, lawyer for one of the... You're Mr. Wright, you say? Oh, yeah, there's a message here for you. Message? It's from Matt on guard. Ah, here you are. What do you mean, right? Is it something really important? I don't know. Well, let's see what it has to say. Mr. Lawyer Dude, I got something really important to tell you. Why I feel uneasy all of a sudden? Oh, Mr. Wright. So actually, I have a favor to ask. I have this cat named Shu. I didn't provide a lot of food when I left the house. She's probably pretty hungry. Can you go and drop by my house and feed Shu for me, dude? My house is just a little ways down from the hotel, alright? We're your goddamn lawyers, not your maids! This is terrible! Let's hurry! We have to feed his cat! I'm sure poor Shu's stomach is growling by now. Yeah, I guess. The client's request is a request. I guess I should go check up on his cat. Alright now, Mr. Nick. Let's go look for clues. We have to, for Mystic Maya's sake. You shall not pass! Yeah, I figured. Miss Oldbag! Don't devalue my name and turn into a ghast, you spiky-headed pity-fogger! Because of you, I've been made to look like the bad guy again! Although I did get a piece of gum from Edgy Boy, just as he promised. But we want something much more valuable. When Edgy Boy, sorry, it wasn't all for me. It's all your fault! You awakened the wild beast inside of this old bag! Ah! Miss Oldbag! Keep your hands off me! This helmet is airtight! Near it gets in and nowhere it gets out! You know, that explains more than a few things. Why do you keep putting it on? Don't think you can get me to move with silly questions. You're going to have to defeat me if you want to go by. I'm not hearing this. Maybe if I show this later I got from Edgeworth. Miss Woodbag, if you look at... What? You want to leave this worthless piece of... Edgy poo. Is that her perfume pheromone de amour I smell? You're so funny! Let's see here. Would you please allow this unsophisticated young person to conduct his investigation? Yours truly, Miles Edgeworth. He didn't actually write that, did he? He's such an asshole! Oh my god! Yours truly? That man's good at flattery. Fine, only because Edgy Poo said so, you understand? I just thought of something I have to do. Remember, no messing around. Do anything bad, I won't let you off the hook. She has a strong feelings for Mr. Edgeworth. That may be, but you know nothing's gonna come of it. Not so mean, Mr. Nick! Feelings are meant to be told and shared! Ow! Every time I talk about love, I end up with a handprint in my face somehow. So anyway, let's continue our investigation. Okay. Ah! What? What now? Little thing before I forget. You can't go into non-guard's room. Why? The police's main investigator is going to be in there all day, you hear? We're doing an investigation. We're not doing the team in charge of investigating the killer. You don't go in there. Set one foot in there and you'll face the wrath of Wendy Oldbag. Alright. Before I do that. March 22nd, On God Mansion, living room. Sure is dark. I'm gonna turn on a light. Sometimes I wish I had face cam on because, like, I'm in utter shock looking at this. This is so fucking stupid. It's so dumb. But, wait a second. Is that the same door? Wow, this is what a star's house looks like. Must be nice to be rich. Come on, Mr. Nick. Let's find Shu, the kitty cat. Shu! Yeah! 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 Let's go! Cat percent speedrun done. Only took me 8 streams. So I guess this is Shu. Ah, what a lovely cat. Hello, Shu. Yeah. I guess you like pearls. Pardon me. You! Can I help you with something? We're lawyers. Actually, Mr. On Guard's lawyer. The master's... It must be Mr. Wright. Yes. Ah, it's a pleasure to meet you. Meet your wonderful self. I am the family butler, John Doe. Nice to meet you. I gotta say, though, like... I feel this would be a lot faster if Phoenix was, like, a smidge smarter. Because... Phoenix. This is the guy you saw run off with Maya. Why are you not freaking out? A giant bicycle is flying through the air! That bicycle, Pearls, is one where you don't have to pedal, and it moves on its own. Really? Wow! Sorry to disappoint you, it can't fly. Oh, that's too bad. It's a very comfortable and spacious lounge set. One famous stars drop by and sit around and have a good time. In any case, I don't really belong here, do I? What is with me and feeling inferior today? Poor Phoenix. Oh, there's a giant cooking hearth here. It's actually a fireplace. How really different, Mr. Nick. You know, I've never actually seen a hearth before, come to think of it. You should come and visit in the Fame Manor, then. I'll show you one when you do. Yeah, I suppose so, right? Another door over there. You shouldn't go wandering off over there, Nick. Nick? Yes, Pearls. I don't know how Maya feels when I tell her to stop playing around. Ah, there are masks here. Yeah, one in the middle is the Steel Samurai. The ones next to it are the Pink Princess and the Evil Magistrate. They fought many battles against the backdrop of Neo Old Tokyo. Wow, you really know a lot about the Steel Samurai, Mr. Nick. I don't know whether to laugh or cry that I know more about that show than a kid. There's a small door at the bottom of this bigger door, Mr. Nick. But it's for Mr. Engarde's cat to use. Oh, you mean shoot. The door. It's locked tight. Well, I guess this is to keep noisy people like me from entering it. There's no one sort of thing about Mr. Engarde, right? Honestly, sir, I don't believe my master is capable of such a foul deed as murder. And, anything else? No, not especially. It is inappropriate for a lowly servant to speak of the master of his affairs. Typically butler-like, as it were. Mr. Doe, how long have you been served at this residence? Well, sir, I would have to say maybe about 1 year. And, anything else? No, not especially. You know, I would have thought Mr. Engarde the kind of a maid over a butler. It's a very cute cat you got there. It is my duty to take care of him. The master rather fancies you. And, anything else? Yeah. Your favorite anymore. Well, I'm afraid I must take my leave of you now. Oh, we should probably get going ourselves. Ah, so young and yet already so accomplished. A master of law. This is a lot to be proud of being a butler in charge of the house and all. Thank you for the compliment, sir. People are not always who they appear to be. Now, if you'll excuse me. Yeah. March 22nd, Gatewood Hotel, Viola Hall. Looks like we're the only ones here. And yet, the hotel seems so busy somehow. Probably because the police team is scouring for clues about the killer. Damn. They'll find Jeff one of these days. Mark my worms. Hey, City Boy. Lotta, you're still here. Wrecking course. Investigative photographer eats her stars and her ability to snap up the scoop, yeah? This hotel just has that aura of mystery. You know, like something's always about to happen. But, do you have a camera? Reckon given. Photographers gotta have cameras out the ear like corn to be a real pro, you know? So hanging around here... Speaking of cameras and feed the mouth, you have mind, you bread thief? Why can't you drop that thief thing already? Would you take a look at this? Oh, sorry, no can do. Only thing I want to see is a steaming hand towel. What? A steaming hand towel? You know, for my eyes. Today ain't just in a good day for my eyes to be looking at stuff. How convenient. Maybe you have to use that one next time you show me something. I hope he does. I really do. That would be incredible. March 22nd, Gateway Hotel, Corridas Hotel Room. Mr. Nick! What is that otherworldly ghastly moaning? I hate evil ghosts. Oh, it's a ghost. Maybe it's a demon? Excuse me, what's your calling a demon, brat?
Ah!
Zoinks! It's the alien!
Who are you calling an alien?
Oh, it's just you, Miss Oldbag. What are you doing here?
What's wrong with youngins today? I came down here to pay my respects to the poor one, and you're disturbing me.
God, I wish you got fucking murdered. Let's talk about the night of the murder just one more time.
I talked about it plenty at the trial. I was fooled, tricked, deceived by that fraud of a photographer and her note. She was loitering around here with that imbecile look on her face. That imbecile look on her face. Okay, got it. Now hold on a second there, little pipsqueak. If you're gonna take notes, at least make it sound better than that. Oh, alright.
No, see, not very far.
But you know, I was working that night too, doing my job, minding my own business.
Yeah, minding your own business. Oh, of course. I believe you.
So it's not like I had time to waste standing around here the whole night.
But you did though. But you did though? But you did though.
I think you tell me a bit more about Mr. Creator. He was the most popular star, you know, especially where it counts, in my book. But I heard that he was lagging behind the polls and against Mr. Ungard.
Well, that's just a recent thing. Bad luck and all that, you know? But he was going to become an even bigger star than he used to be. Look at this mountain of presents. It's a show of the mountain of feelings all his fans had for him.
Yeah, the mountain is pretty big. It's certainly nothing to shake a stick at. Mr. Nick? What is it, Pearls? The presents. They're all bears, right? She's got a point. There isn't a single thing here that isn't a bear. All Mr. Karita's presents from his fans seem to be bears. Oh, that's because you can't think of John without thinking about bears. Damn. And yet, doesn't even have the decency to be one. I hate to see it. Bears? Why bears? You don't know? When my dear Juan was training, he fought barehanded with a bear. He refused to give in and let the bear win, and after that fight, they became friends. Wow, what a heartwarming story. Look, it's like those young people's dramas. I can see those two tuckered out, down by a river going, sure can fight. You too, bub. You too. Will that really happen? It's in his biography, bub. What a load of crock. So since then, fans have been giving him bears as presents. Yeah, nice. Bears.
I'm Uncle Bear, and I say it's barely 8 o'clock. What is that infernal racket? One of those presents going off. It's like it's already 8 p.m. Way past your bedtime. Ugh, that startled me. I thought I was gonna die for a second. 8 p.m. That's the time of the award ceremony that night, remember? Time sure flies. Hard to believe it's been 2 days since the ceremony. Transceiver. Hello? Hello? This is not a foe. Maya! How is Maya? You haven't heard her, have you? It seems we're not able to fulfill your end of the bargain, Mr. Attorney. I've heard the news. So it would seem my present did you no good. No! Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! One more day, please! All I ask for is one more day. I'll get a not guilty verdict for sure this time. Please. I suppose if I must. I need that acquittal more than anything else, after all. Please. Please let Maya say something. I want to hear she's alright. Alright. Then... a little... What is with the static all of a sudden? Hello? Hello? It seems... bad. Connect. Damn it! Did the transceiver just suddenly break? Excuse me? What happened? I don't know. All of a sudden it became nothing but static. Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! Why did the transceiver suddenly break like that? I know I have an electronics I can look at. The sooner the better. What did I say about the night of the murder? What? You really gonna shell out the bucks for the info? You gonna shell out the bucks for the info I got? Lada, you were loitering the hallway the night of the murder, were you not? Well, kinda, but... Brace yourself, Phoenix, here it comes. I didn't exactly hang around here the entire time, you know? Followed a few stars around, got a few autographs, shook a few hands, got a soda pop with a few of them too. Alex wasn't here the entire night. Was here the entire time that night. Security lady also wasn't in this hallway the whole time either. Guess that means there's no one who can tell us who came and went that night. So, about that note that was inside your camera case. Oh, that ditty I wrote. Yeah, can I believe What you've written? You mean the stuff about the on guard shoving his manager lady into Karita? Yeah. Ah, well, I reckon you best not be believing that. What? Look, I sort of wrote that on a whim, you know? Right, whatever came to mind. Whatever came to mind? Yeah, when you get down to it, it's just a lot of random bull doodles. Hey, what's with you? Why are you staring at me like my grandpa used to? Hey, why you suddenly got older too? Am I just shrinking here? Ow, my baby, my $1,600 baby. What's with that red-coated prosecutor anyhow? The guy told me it was evidence and refused to give it back to me. Well, that's kind of how it is. Hey, you're that red coat's friend, ain't you? I'll put in a few good words for him and get back my camera. You want me to do what? Listen, nag the guy real good for about 5 hours and guarantee he'll give it back. Why don't you do your own dirty work? Well, I reckon it's time for me to get going. Tabloid photographer got a camera, it's just a tabloid, huh? Yeah, I guess so. Keep yourself together out there, you hear? I'm coming to see you in court tomorrow. Okay, see you then. And you too there, Loon. Give it a good work, okay? Okay. Don't be picky about your food now. Okay. And make sure you do all your homework, you hear? Okay. And if you happen to find... Would you please just leave already? Yeah, but you know, sometimes you have to be thorough. Whatever that means. So, now what? Let's look at the Criminal Affairs Department. Wow, everybody looks really busy with something around there. They're probably straightening out the evidence for tomorrow's trial. Hey, hurry up with that, will you? Pass the victims list around. You gotta be kidding. There's over 100 people on here. Mr. Nick? Is your on guard really that big and bad of a criminal? Actually, Pearls, never mind. It's not like we're working on a different case. So examine everything else around here. Wait, I want to see what he's looking at now. I'm curious. What? Prosecutor Von Karma was shot in front of the courthouse? Who did it? Who shot her? I was thinking suspicion that even Gumshoe could do this guy's job. That's great. That's fucking incredible. Let me try to show more stuff to Old Bag. See what she has to say. This transceiver. If we're in this room, it starts acting up and hissing. If there's someone we can talk to about this. Okay. Electronics expert. Yeah, I suppose so, yeah. I didn't think about him, it was like, I don't know if Gumshoe is good at that, but... Hey, welcome back, pal. I thought I'd make you a little something for dinner. That's nice, thanks. Rich man's luxurious 4-course meal. Out of a can, that is. Sorry you went through all that trouble to cook, but I don't have time to eat. Oops, looks like you don't have a can opener, pal. You gotta be kidding. I thought you already whipped something up. Oh, I know. There's one way I know how to be helpful. Ask me about anything you want, pal. Go ahead. I don't think it's offering. Maybe I should try asking about. For real. Like I'm telling you. Transceiver. Oh, Mr. Nick! You asked me to describe a detective about that thing. What the? Oh yeah, this thing up and broke. Just up and broke all of a sudden. It broke, pal. When I was talking to the kidnapper, it suddenly just broke into static. Look, it sounded like this. I don't hear static, though. Huh? Maybe it fixed itself? That's strange. I'm sure it was making a loud static noise. Maybe. Maybe what? Maybe it was electromagnetic interference, pal. Electromagnetic interference? That's actually incredible. Man's got hidden depths. So what is electromagnetic interference? It's something that happens when a radio wave gets mixed up in another signal, pal. Oh, when you put it like that way. I understand what you're talking about. Like, for example, when a cell phone goes off next to a computer screen, the stuff from the screen gets kind of fuzzy and starts acting up. It gets kind of fuzzy, so it's acting funny, right? Huh? Computer? It's like when you use a dryer next to the TV and it's oh, yes, the TV does do that. Oh, so that's what you're talking about. seems amazingly happy about being able to understand this.
So the room we were in when that interference with the transceiver happened, there's gotta be something that's sending out very strong radio waves, Belle. Something like, like a listening device or something. Ah! Hey, speaking of that, what were you when it happened?
You were in Mr. Kurita's room. The scene of the murder! What? That's it! I'm gonna stick into the precinct and get a bug sweeper. Meet you at the crime scene later, alright, pal? Wait, Gumshoe! Oh yeah, baby, it's investigating time. I'm on fire, pal. My fingers are itching to go. Yeah!
Here he goes.
You should be going too, Mr. Nick. Alright, let's go.
Now, Gumshoe being like a tech whiz is not what I expected out of this character, like at all. I'm like, this guy is well-intentioned, kind of scruffy, and it's just, you know, a huge dip. Hey, you're finally here, pal.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
I mean, I know he knows stuff, but he seems like, I don't know if he's the type, if he's the type. You have the, bug sweeper? Well, you see, I got busted trying to sneak in, pal. Then suddenly I'm staring at the precinct doors from the outside. So yeah, I couldn't get one of the police bug sweepers.
What do you mean you couldn't get one? You need that item!
Hey, calm down, pal. I didn't say I didn't get one, just not the police.
Wow, this is a bug sweeper.
It's a little broken. Hey, this was me when I was in elementary school, pal.
Oh?
By who? Me, of course. Seeing this, bring this show brings back memories. Hey, don't look down on it, pal. Sure, it looks a little beat up, but if I'm heart and soul in the building this puppy.
Your heart and soul.
Well, he's not a cop anymore, so it's fine. It'll work. Trust me, pal. It'll do the job, but you can't set the sensitivity, so it's gonna be at anything that gives off electromagnetic waves.
Isn't it better that way?
Oh. Well, anyway, since I brought it all this way, might as well give it a whirl, right, pal?
I'm getting that sinking feeling again.
Okay, now I'll tell you how to use this baby. There's a listening device or some other sort of bug hidden somewhere in this room, pal.
We're gonna have to find it, right?
Right. Now, we'll turn the sweeper on. Next, move the sweeper around and give the room a real thorough look-see, pal. This will let you know how strong of a signal it's picking up on. So keep an eye on it, okay? Once you found something that's giving off a lot of radio waves, press enter to lock onto it. There's a lot of things here that's gonna give off radio waves, so let's try to take a good look at anything and everything that seems suspicious, okay, pal? Alright, go stand outside and keep a lookout. Give me a yell if you find the bug. Got it, pal?
A cell phone. Nope, no bugs in here. A cell phone? What? That's when you know what a cell phone is. I'm sorry, I've never seen one before. Now she mentions it. My cell phone couldn't get any reception when I was staying in Korean Village, and Pearls has never lived outside of that village, so... Well, I guess I can't say it's impossible to live without one.
Well, now, maybe. Well, the phone is the most common place for a listening device, I'd say. But let's take the receiver apart first before we get ahead of ourselves here. Wow, you know a lot of electronics, don't you, Mr. Nick?
Yeah, I know tons, especially when it comes to taking them apart. It's my specialty.
Even for the fixing part up to Gumshoe.
So, there's a listening device in there?
No.
I thought it had to be in the phone, too. Lamp. Check. Listening device? Nope. A lot of lamps in this room, aren't there, Mr. Nick? Yeah. And they're all on. You shouldn't do that, Mr. Nick. Don't you know that it's wasteful?
Ah, yeah. I'll try to be more conscientious from now on. Sorry. Lamp. Check. Listening device? Nope. Okay. I don't really think the listening device is in the TV of all places. The TV was left on, and now it's showing an old samurai movie. Yeah, the channel plays all sorts of international movies as well as domestic ones. You know, every time I watch one of these old movies, I always think, wow, these Japanese stars are really good at English. Yeah. When I grew up, I want to study Japanese. I should probably keep my mouth shut here and not destroy her dream. Pearl, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but, maybe it's good news, you know? Oh, the water in this hot water pot has run out. I'll go get more water for it. Okay, sounds good. So I'm not looking for the listening device. This is a refrigerator, right?
We don't think the listening device is in something like this. So nothing but healthy vegetable juices, right? Yeah, sure. What is that? A listening device? Like, I know where it actually is. I want to see what, like, a lot of this flavor text. There's no listening device in that notebook computer, huh? What's a notebook computer? You know what a notebook is? Yes, it's a small book it's a notebook with paper that you can write on, so... Well, that's the same... Well, this thing is like a notebook in a way. It's basically a small laptop. Mr. Nick, what's a laptop? TV's remote control, but doesn't listen devices in here. So I was thinking, what if TV remote works on other things? Like, can I make you change your expressions on TV channels? Zap! Hey! What if I could? Ooh, the people I would give the mute button to. Well, I think it's gonna work on me. Why don't we try it on Maya tomorrow, okay? Okay! Well, it certainly looks like an alarm clock. What's wrong? Why do you look troubled? I just can't imagine the listening device being inside this alarm clock. It just sort of reminded me of something that happened a long time ago. Oh, well, anyway, it looks like the listening device is in here. Wow, there's a loaf of bread in here. It's been on keep warm all this time since the murder. Well, Mr. Scruffy did hit it says, gotta keep the trail and crime scene warm. Keep warm in that case, a little metaphorical. Huh, I thought it would actually just be inside of that thing. The radio's on and playing something. Oh, it's Kid's Question Corner. Professor, why is the Earth round? Yes, why is it, Mr. Nick? Why don't you listen to the radio program a little more, Pearls? Isn't this dog? Ah, what a lovely bear. It's a bear. Never mind. Ah! Ah, this must be one of those fancy bear-shaped toy robots. It's a robot? It's a real robot? Yeah, it's a real one. Mr. Nick! Yes? How many horsepower is it? How many horsies? Horsies? Well, look, it's a bear, so, funny Astro Boy joke. Oh, I'm listening to devices in the air conditioner. Ah, yuck! This air filter is covered with dust and dirt. Yeah. Come on, Mr. Nick, let's wash it. I wonder if being a neat freak makes even the tiniest dust bunny look colossal. What? Oh, nothing. Not there. Not there. I think it would have to be in the bear at this point, right? What's this? It sort of looks like a hot water pot, but... Oh, well, it's kind of like a hot water pot, I guess. But instead of hot water, coffee comes out. Really? This pot can do that? Is there a pot that orange juice comes out of? I don't think there's anything like that. Sorry, Pearls. I would say, like, aren't there, like, you know, the soft drink dispensers that do that? But, like, you know... What's this? It's a small video camera. Listening device in this gizmo. Everyone's always trying to make everything smaller and smaller lately, aren't they, Mr. Nick? That's what it seems like. But I want to grow bigger and bigger. Well, eating only vegetables is gonna help you there. You gotta eat meat too. This is not in there. Let's see. So I've looked at the computer. I've looked at the remote. I've looked at the watch. What about the calculator? It's plain old calculator. It says 50 on it. Maybe he was calculating his allowance? A whole 50 cents? Maybe he was a spirit medium. Okay, not there. What else could it be? There's anything in this lamp, right? Okay, maybe somewhere kind of out there, I feel like. Ah, there we go. This is just this giant stuffed teddy bear, right? It's the biggest one I've ever seen. Hey, so did you guys find it yet? Listening device, I mean. No, not yet, but this bear's eye is... Let's see. A perfectly normal stuffed bear with some really strong radio waves. Sounds like you found the device for me, pal. Let's dig this big fella's eye out and see what we got. No! You can't! Such a violent act. No! That's a miniature camera. And it looks like there's more. There's a transmitter and a timer. A what-a-meter? A transmitter, pal. Oh, is that more of that high-tech stuff? So this tiny thing is a camera? Yup. It's a pinhole CCD camera, pal. Small, high-grade video camera mostly used in security. It runs on a battery, which comes with it, it says. But there's no videotape on this camera. This is only the camera block here, pal. The tape recorder with the tape inside it is somewhere else. Somewhere else? The footage is changed through radio waves and then sent to that recorder. So, it's kind of like, sort of like a TV broadcast, isn't it? You know, kind of like a stream! Yeah, right. Hey, you know, you're right. So, what is a transmitter? This device that sends the footage the camera to a specific location. It's like a video version of listening device. This gets attached to a small clock like that. Oh, that's a timer pal. You can set it to turn the camera on and record a certain time with it. You can set it for a certain time? Yup. Looks like this will start to go at 8 PM and go for 1 hour. How's the time it works here? There's no date set, so it's been recording every night, I guess. Mr. Detective, how long has this bear been here? I'm pretty sure it's been here since the night of the murder. Then maybe this camera caught the murder on tape. What? And if you think about the angle the bear is at, it's bound to have had a clear shot of the whole crime, pal. Alright. So what's it? This bear's eye. And it was disguised as a present. And I'm not sure it was here the night of the murder, pal. I'm sure it was here the night of the murder, pal. Pretty big, so it stands out pretty well in my mind. But who gave Miss Rita this present? I don't know, pal. But this means that someone out there's got a video of what really happened to you that night. Is there any way you can find out who that person is? It's impossible, pal. Radio waves can be sent almost anywhere, so there's no real way to find out. Oh, is there really a way to find out? I got it! What? Hey, pal, let me borrow this mini camera for a bit. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna go around the electronics shop to see if I can find out who bought this. But that's impossible. I mean, it's already 9 PM. Leave it to me. Even if I have to search all night, I'll have your man, pal. Oh yeah, baby, it's investigating time. I'm on fire, pal. My finger's itching to go. Yeah! There he goes. He's gone. Yeah. Mr. Scruffy Detective sure is a nice man. He's pushing himself so hard, all for Mystic Maya's sake. It's a mystery I managed to do things in the most inefficient ways, right? Ah! You'll have to excuse me. I heard your conversation just now. Edgeworth, what are you doing here? Mercy seems to be created and deployed. I can't say I'm optimistic. We have to move forward one step at a time. I see. Thanks. Don't second yet. We still have to find her. So, there was a spot coming in inside this stuffed animal, huh? You're one lucky man, right? You know this stuffed bear, little girl? I have no idea. Of course not. The maker of this bear is a very expensive luxury brand from overseas. It's completely handmade, and only a small number of these are exported. What? The camera and transmitter that the scatterbrain detective took with them are dead ends. Things like those can only be bought anywhere. However, this bear is different. Sorry. Give me a minute. By tracking how it got into this country, this bear can tell us which buyer it is. Can he really do that? Can he really? Well, I guess so. It's 9 PM. I think I can still make it in time. I'll be taking this for now. I'm sure you have other things you have to do. See you soon, right? Like the bear's still there. Wait! What? Why are you doing this? I have no interest in explaining myself to someone who cannot comprehend. But besides that, right? Until court reconvenes tomorrow, you should concern yourself with this question. Who was the person that murdered Juan Corrida? the real killer. You really still think it was Adrian Andrews? To be honest, I don't know anymore. He's probably strong. Still a little time left. Find the truth, Wright. Everything begins with the truth. Creator's real killer is Andrews' past. The kidnapper who stole acquisition is acquittal from Mr. On Guard. And this card, Shelley the Killer. Maya, I know I can save you now. There's a final answer to this case tonight. I understand what your real intentions are, Edgeworth, but as you said, all I can do for now is find the truth. Well, you know. I think looking like that, Edgeworth isn't, you know, unfamiliar with trying to pick up bears. I can't help myself. March 22nd, 9:14 p.m. Gatewater Hotel, Corita's hotel room. It's past 9 p.m. already, isn't it? I wonder if Mr. Edgeworth has already found Mystic Maya. These things take time. I'd say probably not. The police are professionals, Pearls. They'll find her, so don't you worry. I have never heard a more untrue statement. If you can win a guilty verdict tomorrow, win not guilty verdict tomorrow, then everything will be okay. You're right. The real person who killed Miss Corita was that assassin, Mr. Shelley the Killer, right? And the card Mr. Andrews found at the crime scene seems to be proof of that. But if that's the case, then a new question comes up. Who was the one who hired the killer to begin with? Who was his client? You mean, who asked for the murder? That person didn't want to dirty their own hands in blood. But whoever the client is, they're still a killer. Who could have hired the assassin? Do you think it was Miss Andrews? I wonder. But if she was the client, then why go through the effort to stab the knife into the corpse itself? Yeah. So that's like the dead end. But if Mr. Andrews wasn't the client, then no, it can't be. Man on Guard himself. If Mr. On Guard really did hire the assassin, then he is not innocent at all. Far from it, he would be guilty of the crime. But it can't be Mr. On Guard, right? I mean, when we first talked with him. Mr. On Guard, I'd like to ask you one more question. Did you kill Mr. Juan Corita? Alright, just so it's clear, dude. I didn't kill anyone, and that includes Juan Corita, okay? And saying sucked at the time. Actually, that reminds me. Do you remember something interesting, Nick? Yeah, something Miss Andrews said at the trial today. Something interesting. So what's this interesting thing? Oh, that's right. You didn't hear it, did you? Wanted to bet everything on the Gem and Ninja this year, and if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure that Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought, anyway. Looked like somehow Juan had in his hand a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. Mr. On Guard's secret? What is his secret? I don't know yet. But for now, let's think about it this way. Mr. Creator was going to reveal this secret. That means Mr. On Guard had plenty of motive to have Miss Corita silenced. Which means you have to meet with Mr. On Guard. There's no way around it now. Yeah, but we're, you know, we're half lawyer, half detective. The cup, if you will. You see, that's funny because, you know, you're a detective or a dick, and you're also a defender, so you're a cup. That's the joke. That's all I got. I'll be here all week. Goodbye. Good night, everybody. Just kidding. I'm still playing the game. Wow, it's really getting late, isn't it, Mr. Nick? Yeah, it's past 9 p.m. already. But we still have some things to prepare for tomorrow's trial. There's still the matter of the secret that Miss Corita held about Mr. On Guard, and Miss Andrews' real intentions. These are two things I must know tonight. But are visiting hours over at the detention center? I'm sure I'll think of something, Pearls. Don't you worry. March 22nd, Gatewater Hotel, Viola Hall. Hello. Hey, wait! What is it, whippersnapper? I know it's nothing has. I know that anything that has to do with you, nothing that has anything to do with you is never good. It's like now, I was handling this strange device for who knows what reason, and I was told to use it to search a whole hotel. That's the bug sweeper, isn't it? One gumption. I don't know anything. I don't know, and frankly, I don't care. But the request came from Edgy Poo, so... And he said... You feel angry, direct your anger toward them. So I'm gonna feel free to direct my anger towards you! Ugh. Gee, thanks a bundle, Edgeworth. What a pal you are. This is absolutely top secrets. You better keep it to yourselves. They found a spy camera hidden with one of the presents. Very interesting. I'm sure it was, you know, it was the catch one in the middle of a scandalous meeting. Scandalous? Scandalous? What's that about? It means, well, you know, that gossip going around about my dear Juan. Oh, you mean that thing about Miss Andrews? I'm sure she must have had some reason close to Miss Rita. I'll let you in on another secret, Gannon. I know who planted that spy camera. It was that obnoxious public photographer girl. The nerve of some people. Spying on people by herself. Does everyone want to see it for myself, too? Wow, the alien actually made it her true intentions for a change. I don't know what you were thinking exactly, but I can bet it's nothing good. I didn't say anything. Do you want to know about Juan and that manager, right? Actually, as I hear it, they were something of a refreshing pair, those two. Oh. I tell ya, Juan really came welcoming that manager with open arms. That manager? What are you talking about? You don't know? That manager woman Juan had. It's a shame she killed herself, though. Oh, you're talking about Miss Celeste Impax. Miss Andrews' mentor, right? Yes, that's the one. That's Celeste, though. She was supposed to get married, you know. Married? You mean to Mr. Kurita? Really? You young kids don't know anything, do That Celeste girl killed herself 3 days after the marriage announcement. 3 days after the marriage announcement? What? Why would Miss Impax want to kill herself? She was going to get married. Well, that's because she was thrown away, you see, by Juan. What? But they were going to get married, right? They promised each other, right? They had a grand announcement session, but 3 days later, Juan suddenly canceled their marriage. Is that true? In the weekly magazine. But why? Why did he do that? That was not in the magazine. That was not in the magazine, unfortunately. I see. And night after Juan called off the wedding, that manager Celeste killed herself. How terrible. I wonder what happened between those two. March 22nd, Gateway Hotel lobby. On that night, there must have been at least a few hundred people here. I guess the police are done with their questioning and investigating. Most of the things in the lobby have finally calmed down. March 22nd, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department. It's sort of tense in here, doesn't it, Mr. Nick? Yeah, it does. What if something happened? You're Mr. Unguard's lawyer, right? Ah, yes, sir. Well, we finally found just the person we're looking for. A real decisive witness. Decisive witness? The Unguard case? I'm talking to the witnesses. We're taking the witness statement right now. Gotta hand it to Mr. Edgeworth. What's Edgeworth up to now? But who is this witness? I think you know this person quite well, Mr. Lawyer. Mr. Nick? Between the Mr. Man and now this, I can't see any way to win here. Oh, yeah. Mr. Edgeworth wanted me to tell you something. He did? Even though everything else are long over the detention center, he wanted me to grant you special permission, so there you go. What? I already called them, so they know. Go on, I'll talk to your Arch Content. Thank you very much. Such good news, Mr. Nick. I'll talk to your Arch Content. The police are pretty sure they have this tomorrow trial in the bag. I'm sure they must have transferred Miss Andrews here by now. That means Mr. Unguard and Miss Andrews are in this detention center. Now then, whose story do you want to hear? Start with Adrian's. I would love to play that. Oh, it's you. I'm sorry to be visiting at such a late hour. There are a few questions I absolutely have to ask you tonight. I thought your client was Matt. I'm sure Miss Andrews knows something. She can't be clues about the secret Miss Kurita had on Mr. Unguard. I'd like to ask you about Matt Unguard, if you don't mind. Mr. Wright, you still don't know, do you? The real him, I mean. You seem to bear a lot of resentment toward Mr. Unguard. If that's the case, then why would you become his manager? And how would you become intimate with his rival? That has nothing to do with this case. Nothing. About Miss Celeste Impax. I finally put her death behind me. And now, thanks to you, it's all come back to the surface. I'm sorry.
Yes, I was shocked by her suicide. And it's true that when I heard the rumor that Juan was the one who had hidden her suicide note, I began to draw close to him. I wanted to get her suicide note back, and to burn it. I wanted to burn it? Why? I didn't want it to spread like another piece of gossip, but I never held any murderous intent towards Juan. I would never do something so stupid. A suicide note, huh? I know what it said. Why'd you try to frame Mr. On Guard? That's simple. Because he's the killer, that's why. Isn't it the duty of every good citizen to inform the police? But there had to be another way. The police are excellent at doing their job, so they'd figure it out. Oh, man. Like I'm telling you, Phoenix is hilarious. Yes, they're so good that they couldn't figure out the real truth behind Celeste's death. Miss Andrews. Well, I know you're not the type of person to do something without a reason, so please, tell me why you did what you did. Revenge. Huh? You said something just now? One Cyclock. A Cyclock, huh? Don't you understand yet? You're not my lawyer. To be honest, you're more like my enemy. But I'm sure I just heard Mr. Andrews say revenge. So do you have any, like... What do I have for information? Okay. So I'm missing something. Oh, Mr. Wright! Please, you have to help me! Uh-oh. Mr. Powers! What happened? Why are you here? You see, I got roped into this somehow. What? And now I'm gonna testify at tomorrow's trial. The decisive witness, Mr. Powers? I was talking to the detective until a little while ago, and I was on my way home, and all of a sudden... You there! You're under arrest! And I was right back here! Oh. They said my face and whole self in general looked suspicious or something. Poor guy! Can't catch a break. Well, I guess I can say how they thought you would look suspicious. Be nice to him! I'm just a normal guy on an exercise show for kids. Is this a crime? Is that a crime? So, what's about the testimony you're giving? What are you going to talk about? I really don't know yet. But it sounds like something pretty important from what they tell me. You saw something important? What was it? Well, the detective told me not to talk about it. You can't tell anyone, and especially not that lawyer, he said. Do you think that lawyer the detective was talking about? You think that is that lawyer the detective was talking about? I'm going to take a wild guess and say it's me. Yeah, you got it. Mr. Nick! Mr. Maya and myself are your only two allies in this whole world, but it's alright. Ouch. Really, I don't really have a lot of friends, do I? I'm gonna do a lot of damage to Matt, you know. He's got that refreshing like a spring breeze image going. What's he really like? Well, let's see. Matt's always been kind of a player. He would never really turn a pretty face away, if you know what I mean. He'd always say, it's just a game. He's just to fight himself. What? How horrible! That's unforgivable. Ow. Sorry, didn't mean to offend you. But you know, he once said that there's only one person in this world who won't swoon over me. One person who won't swoon over me. His manager. Mr. Adrian Andrews. Mr. Powers isn't looking kind of energetic. You see, I'm actually a sucker for gossip. I mean, celebrities in their world have this kind of dazzling image, right? Dazzling sort of image. Aren't you a part of that dazzle, Mr. Powers? No, I'm more of a hairy, sweaty, smelly, and brutish kind of guy, so... I'm so mad about this game for making this guy feel bad. He doesn't deserve that. He's literally just a guy. Come on. It's okay, really. I get to hear plenty of gossip about other stars around me as things happen. Well, that's true. Oh, hey, so did you hear about this yet? About Miss Andrews' mentor and her suicide? You mean Miss Impax? You heard something about how her wedding was canceled? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I thought about it a little the other day, about the mysterious death. Hey, Mr. Wright, why don't you ask me about that? Go on, go ahead. Mr. Powers is so charged up, his skin is practically glowing with electricity. Like,
I love just, like, seeing this game in action because you know if this game came out today and this guy was talking about how ugly he is, you'd get, like, a bunch of people up in arms saying that, like, super not true. Hey, so have you heard this? So let's let the suicide note. Yeah. And they say that Juan went and hid it. We heard about that in court today. But there wasn't any actually proof that she left the note. Well, this is what I think. I think that something bad was written on that note. Something bad for Juan, that is. Something bad for Mr. Kurita? Why do you figure so? Well, before she died, Celeste talked with a few of her friends. And she said, it looks like I got caught up with a truly insidious man. Truly insidious man? Did she mean Mrs. Kurita by that? Well, there's no one else that fits the bill, right? That would be the reason enough for him to hide the suicide note. I see. Well, that's some good info. Thank you. You're welcome. Vanguard and Miss Andrews, they're both at the detention center right now. There's still things I don't understand or know about, I'm sure. I have to get the two of them to tell me everything. I am pretty sure, now that you mention it, this was what, like 2003? Like, yeah, it was around that time, I would say, yeah. Dude, it's Mr. Wright. I hope you can get me off the hook tomorrow. I'm counting on you. I hope so too. Angela just dropped a bombshell on me by saying that Juan Kurita was killed by an assassin, and the assassin's client is this man. Man on guard. What's wrong? Mr. On guard, there's something I must know with 100% certainty. You seem kind of different. It's really not like your usual lawyer dude, like your usual lawyer dude self. About the press conference. You mean the one where Juan was going to dress up as a nickel samurai? Yeah, I heard a little more about it from Miss Andrews. Like somehow Juan had his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. Could you please fill me in on what the secret is? Please? Ah, fuck. Well, that's a lot of them! I knew this was coming. Mr. Nick? Don't tell me. Cyclops. You said a secret, right? I have no idea what it is. You, dude? You know about Mr. Kurita and Miss Andrews' relationship? Well, it's all over the tabloids, dude. Oh, but I don't know any of the details left you, man. Look, how many times do I have to tell you? I didn't care what Juan did with his life. Miss Andrews, she had a purpose in mind when she started seeing Mr. Kurita. Her mentor was Mr. Kurita's manager. And Miss Andrews gonna get Miss Celeste Impact's suicide note. Celeste? Is that jogging any memories? Dude, I suddenly just got totally hungry. Go for pizza? My treat. Mr. Nick, what's a pizza? Is it like a type of pea? Like green peas? Let's get one later, okay? I got cut off on the pizza to go to the shop. That's too bad. Well, how about we get our minds out of this topic and talk about something else, okay? Mr. Unguard, are you connected to Miss Impact's suicide in some way? Okay, we're gonna put a pin in this. We're gonna come back to this tomorrow, I think. We'll look at Sonic Battle a little later. If you liked tonight's stream, don't forget to hang out and come by sometime later. I stream, you know, like I said, every day, Monday through Friday. I mentioned this earlier in the stream, but next week I'll be taking off Monday and Tuesday, and be back on Wednesday for more games. I just need a small bit of a break. Again, if you want to help support, here's a bunch of links, and here is my Twitter if you want to see me with hot original takes and art and streams and content by other people who I really admire or really think are cool. So, yeah. So, everybody have a great night. Peace out.